Protagonist reflects on his past. He was once a rescue worker who died in an accident. After death, he woke in a new world, filled with awakenings and mutated beasts. He also became an awakener. He got a contract gem. It consumed stamina and mental energy. If the target consumed the gem, their life, soul, and consciousness would be bound to the summoner. He thought it was amazing power, but it had a flaw. A girl, Su Jingyao, approached, called him Jiang Peng, asked what he was doing. He said it was nothing important, offered her candy. She dismissed him sharply, told him to get lost. He was so charming. Anyone would want him to control them. He lied down, joking he was kidding. He thought to himself, the target must be fully informed, willing to make a pact with him. If someone didn't want to, nothing would happen, even consuming the gem. He recalled this body's original owner was so frustrated by the gem's power. He almost died from anger. Thankfully, he was now here. His experience taught him coping with stress. She suddenly pulled his hair, told him not to give up so easily. The world was vast. Someone would let him control them. He said it was easy for her. Who else would ever agree? He wondered why he hadn't thought before. While eating the gem, Jigneo asked what he was doing. A green aura surrounded him. After a moment, she asked. Concerned if he was okay, he nodded, reassuring her. She relaxed and told him not to scare her. Later, she stood up, saying it was getting late. She was going back to the dorms. She had a report to the city guard tomorrow. She told him not to wait. He wondered if she was really doing all that. She said she learned everything there. Now is time for real combat experience. To improve. He thought her words made sense. Joining the city guard, protecting their homeland, was always her dream. Now she could finally pursue it. She told him not to be upset. She said once he was strong enough, maybe they'd even work together someday. He smiled, figuring he was leaving the farm. He thought they wouldn't see each other much. Saying goodbye like that still sucked. Even though she was the body's childhood crush, he really wanted to hug her. A green light appeared behind him, taking a body's shape. Suddenly, he was hugging her. He was shocked his body moved itself. She got embarrassed, breaking free, saying she was leaving. He agreed as she left. He told her take care. She said the same, leaving. He wondered if his body hugged her subconsciously, like obeying some command. He guessed it was a coincidence. He needed to figure out how much control he had over himself. He focused and tried a mid-air flip, landing smoothly after. He lay down, thinking his body could do many things, if humanly possible, not flying or transforming into something else. But craziest was, he could replicate moves he'd never physically practiced, just by visualizing them. If he imagined having strength and martial arts mastery, he could get those fighting skills. He just needed to boost his physical abilities, and he'd be stronger. But he needed to test one more thing. The next day, he was in the cafeteria. His legs were killing him. Before sleeping, he had ordered a morning run. His body followed unconscious orders. He was happy it worked. His body obeyed while unconscious. He looked around. Nobody paid attention. He only heard some students yelling Lu Shu's name, excited to see her. She greeted everyone. Zhang thought, Lu's the campus queen. Impressive, she's up early. Suddenly, a dark aura sound appeared. He wondered what it was. He saw a creature, unsure if others saw it. It wasn't Lu, she called him. Said he looked pale. She looked monstrous to him. Asked if he was okay. He calmed down, said he's fine. Just a bad dream, poor sleep. He left, saying class was starting. She noticed a smell of fear. Wondered if only she noticed it. He wondered why a mutated beast was at school. Was he hallucinating, or was nobody seeing? He decided to tell a teacher. Entering the room, he saw another beast killing someone. John ran to the terrace and sat, muttering something was wrong, and fell off. He wondered if it was hell. The gem fell from his pocket. He realized he saw strange things. After the contract gem, he'd snap out of it. He ate the gem, felt different. A screen showed progress analysis. Analysis complete. Playback started. He stood. He wondered if he awakened analytical ability. His status was scanned, and his panel shown. He absorbed the information. He wondered about the level system, and the level 1 effect activated, meaning he learned absolute command, absolute obedience, and basic analysis abilities origins. Did the second gem cause this? He sat in class thinking how to break it down. He'd become his own summoner and summon. Only he controlled himself. Nothing could mess with his body or mind. With this understanding, illusions no longer worked. He saw through the beast's disguises. They were high-level, celestial foxes. He was only level 1. He was no match. Cognitive distortion was broken, letting a fox devour someone before them, making everyone think they saw a student chat. Just a couple students talking. This is why nobody could see them. If it were mind control, Jing's powers must be mental too. She's psychic and maybe could help. After school, he walked the streets. He couldn't believe what he saw. They were outside the school. A woman walking by was also a beast. He wondered how many there were. He reached city guard headquarters. He went to the front desk. The lady asked if she could help. He was there to meet Jing, who enlisted the same day. The receptionist agreed. Zhang learned she was a celestial fox. Even high level, awakened couldn't see their illusions. While waiting, Jing showed up, asked what he was doing. Jung stood up, explained he wanted to make sure she was settling in. He was worried about her. She introduced her teammates, asked them to greet him. He said it was great meeting them. Jing shared she was determined to get stronger, hunt down the beasts that killed her parents. They were short on members. Wondered if he would join. Offered to recommend him to the city guard. John declined, saying he wasn't cut out for it. His power was useless. He'd be better on a farm. As he left, Jing expressed disappointment. Calling ashamed, John said he was glad she was well. Promised not to bother her. He hoped to see her again. He walked through the city, wondering if they were killing people. Wasn't the city guard the strongest force in Pearl City? How could they fall? He remembered Jing joined that day. He paused. Celestial foxes infiltrated more than the school. They infiltrated the whole city. Everyone in Pearl City was under control, like livestock in a twisted game. He used his analysis ability. Most celestial foxes were high level. Even the city guard with high level awakened couldn't beat these monsters. Lu Su's killer was on another level. Analyzing it would reveal his location. It was apex level, maybe even king level. Any stronger celestial fox was likely controlled by that creature, was probably being controlled by it. Unlike most mutated beasts, celestial foxes were smart and masters of disguise. They could blend in easily. It was all an act, though. Main targets were powerful people or high-profile figures. Others were livestock for later. Saving them would be suicide. He couldn't watch innocents die. Could he become strong enough to matter? A week later, things changed. John woke at 3:54 a.m. from pushing himself too hard. Sleep wasn't needed anymore. He trained hard for days, leveling up once physically. He'd made and consumed gems, hoping to awaken something. Since awakening analysis, Zhang's gems were colorless. Eating them did nothing. He found a colored gem. He ate it. Wasn't tasty. He hoped it would work. His body suddenly glowed. He felt something weird. He checked his profile, discovered a new ability. Now he could investigate at night. As he read the description, he wondered if the contract gem leveled up, and if it was tied to his level. If so, every time he gained power, he would level up, and if that's real, he'd be unstoppable. No time to waste. He must focus on training. With Met Walker skill activated, time to test his new ability. He jogged, noticing his vision improved. Even better than daytime. He found a ring on the ground. He couldn't analyze it at first, but after few tries he succeeded. Playback started. He saw an imposter as Sherwee with another young man, the ring's owner. The playback showed the man rushing toward Sherwee and getting killed easily with one slash. Young was stunned. This was impossible. Sherwee was an orphan with no enemies like that. The only explanation besides his involvement was others in Pearl City, secretly fighting the monsters. John saw a beast nearby, wondering who was there. The beast muttered the ring was gone, and someone must have been there. It looked around puzzled, thinking there were no traces. Whoever it was, they were a mid-level awakener. The beast needed to inform its highness immediately. John watched from hiding, realizing it was all their game. The ring was left there on purpose. Returning it now would be suspicious, so he kept it. At 5:36 a.m., he was back in his room, thinking it was still dark and the Nightwalker ability, and the ring made him invisible. He realized strength wasn't just raw power. It was about the gear they could get. Suddenly blue rays appeared. Someone called his name. Hiding in the shadows, he got up, wondering who. Then he heard footsteps. The person arrived. At 5:40 a.m., John lay in bed, trying to stay calm. 3 beasts appeared in his room. One attacked him with its power. The second beast put its hand on John's head, but he didn't move. The monster noticed he showed no emotion. If this trash had been the one who fled, he would have fought for his life. But John didn't react. The beast couldn't sense the ring. One creature called out to the leader, urging him to kill John. The leader jawed every morning, but today felt different. Something was off. The first beast said John wasn't the one they wanted. He was just food, worthless. They shouldn't waste energy on him. The others agreed. Glef and Jong slowly got up. Covered in sweat, he sighed, relieved. That was close, he thought. He almost forgot his morning job. Luckily, he forced himself to sleep in and avoid suspicion. He remembered Jing's voice. Was it his imagination? Why was he so sentimental? He must get stronger to adventure. They decided to live normally, avoiding the celestial fox's attention. He went to the cafeteria with food. He heard two girls talking. One asked about the news. Earlier that day, city guards found a body cut in half near the academy. The body was the Black Death Star, Pearl City's top assassin, the one who hurt the old city lord. The city lord's injuries never healed. He died young. John thought about the person sliced in half. Was it the one in white? If she killed that assassin so easily, she was more terrifying than he thought. Why'd they show the blood? It was a warning to the celestial fox's enemies. They would be more vigilant. John needed protection. He'd go to the blacksmith after class. After class ended, John went to the market. He saw a celestial fox at a shop. City blacksmiths seemed controlled by celestial foxes. Celestial foxes control the city blacksmiths. He tried analyzing the situation. He initially failed, but eventually succeeded. After focusing, he finished his analysis. His 100th successful analysis. His analysis skill leveled up to intermediate. He wondered if his skill improved. Could he see opponents' potential and profile? The celestial fox invited him inside for a look. John declined and left. He thought to himself, he needed a shop not controlled by celestial foxes, a shop free from celestial fox control. He overheard someone mentioning top quality goods, offering a customer product samples. The man suggested the old man buy it. He'd given the lowest price, even if it hurt. The old man asked amused, was he being persuaded to buy it for his daughter? He smoked his pipe. The old man blew smoke in the shopkeeper's face. A furious man snapped at the old man, asking if he was deaf or worse. John entered. He went to the sword. The man wondered who he was. John analyzed the sword. He gathered information about it. The man enraged. He demanded to know how John stole his things. The man tried pulling the sword. John warned it might break. It did. The livid man yelled at John for ruining everything. He asked his followers if they knew who he was. He's Master Mei's disciple, from Xingyi Martial Arts Academy. He charged at John. He'd teach him with a 5-fold lightning assault. John slapped the man, sending him crashing down. Regaining composure, the man asked if John was okay. John coolly replied the man wasn't in good shape. He analyzed the man, learning his name was Lebejo. Lu, now humiliated, demanded Zone leave while he still could. John wondered what was wrong with Lu. As John turned to leave, Lu attempted a sneak attack, but John quickly struck him again, sending him tumbling down. John, amused, Lu planned a sneak attack, was playing dirty. An irritated girl appeared. She remarked she'd been gone 5 minutes. The place was chaos. She glared at Lu, asking if he'd leave, or she'd show him the door. Frightened, Lu scurried off, muttering apologies. John thought he should try a different store. Started leaving, but the girl stopped him, saying they needed to talk. He wondered what she'd say. She explained she was struggling, working hard every day to survive, while also caring for her uncle, who was distraught after his daughter disappeared. Looking at John, she noticed his good body and personality. She asked him to become the blacksmith and help care for the elderly. Lu Tifing and run the store. She promised food, housing, and salary. He thought he could save money, learning forging skills for future equipment. Everything felt under his control. Not the celestial foxes. He declared he'd be the blacksmith king. He would be king of the blacksmiths. She snapped, as expected from someone. She had her eye on him. It stung. Giant realized he needed her guidance to survive. A few days passed. He worked there. She encouraged him to use more strength. He hesitated, asking if this was okay. She reassured him, saying not to worry. No one will come in. She complimented him, telling him he was doing great. The skill he learned was special. It's called the kneading forging technique. This technique fuses different materials. Like kneading dough, she went away. She'll get the mold from the warehouse. Leaving, she said fuels in the bucket. She reminded him to keep the fire going. He agreed, but looked around. He wondered if that was all the fuel. He feared the fire might die soon. He decided to go with it. He added fuel to the stove. But as soon as he did that, a huge blast erupted. He thought he might be dead. He felt burning chest pain. Black smoke filled the air. Suddenly he's back in the forging area, wondering why the fire's out. He felt lingering chest heat and saw his growth potential increased again. Considering what happened, he deduced awakening a new ability would increase his growth potential. Leveling up and abilities would consume it. As long as he kept awakening abilities, his growth potential seemed limitless. But then, he remembered everyone has a growth limit. Could he be the only one awakening multiple abilities? He wondered if the fire he absorbed was fire devour. Thinking back, he reached level 3 that morning, consumed the level 3 gem. Did the effect activate in the evening? Or was it triggered by a special condition? Chang arrived asking what happened, wondering how the house became like this. She told him to wait, then asked if he put the scale in the stove, causing the explosion. She admitted it was her fault. He mentioned the house damage. She said it was fine if he was okay. But how did he put out the fire? A fire burning the scale would be hard to extinguish. He said it was a long story. She wondered if the fusion went well, noting that such a result needs high temperature. As she looked at his creation, she said he seemed talented, and the school missed his potential. With his skills now, he could easily join a major organization. He asked everyone to call city guard investigators. The 3 major organizations. What's the third? She shrugged. After thinking a moment, Pearl City's part of that third organization. Nobody knows its name or purpose. She asked if he'd been buying equipment, suggested he take the dagger if he didn't mind. He accepted it. It's a good dagger, not too expensive. He examined it with his analysis scale. Klein explained the market rate. A dagger costs around $100,000. John was shocked. That's 3 years of his salary. You wonder how he, earning only $3,000 a month, could afford that. Chung said to take it as a reward for improvement. She was leaving. She had a mission to finish. Before going, she asked if he was okay not going back to school. He said not to worry. He finished graduation early. She wished him well and said to care for the old man. He seemed a bit unstable. She said not to open the business yet. Zhang thought the blacksmith shop wasn't targeted by celestial foxes because it wasn't open. The commotion might get their attention. It was nighttime. He used his night walker skill to check around. He moved through the area. He saw a girl playing on a swing and a celestial fox. John was surprised to see one so weak. It seemed his equal, boosted by equipment. He believed he could win. Every city guard had fallen, but the outside investigators were unaffected. He thought giving the fox corpse to authorities might attract higher-ups. His hand froze. A voice came, asked if he'd attack a kid. Don't move, or the racer kills you. The lady was way stronger, and his Nightwalker ability, the assassination ring, useless. She saw through everything. Meet her at the orphanage, or die. John remembered it. She vanished. He was free. Was she not with the foxes? He'd be dead otherwise. John went to the orphanage. He revisited his childhood there, practicing grappling, fighting moves in the small city park. He called it the orphanage training ground. He wondered if the lady knew him. How'd she know his secrets? She'd been watching him. She stopped him before he acted. She led him there for a reason. He saw a mutated beast in the woods. He used his analysis skill, reading its description. It was 2 levels higher. He had to be careful. He could escape by retreating slowly. But he stopped. He couldn't run. He had to deal with it. The kids couldn't play in the park. He grabbed his small homemade weapon and rushed to attack the beast. He remembered all the web novels he'd read, where the main character became a combat expert. Upon gaining power, he lacked real fighting experience. He could command his summoned beast to fight, but the beast jumped and attacked him, catching him off guard. He used the dagger to defend, but the armor was too thick. His beauty's tear couldn't pierce it. He had to outsmart the beast. It prepared another strike. Zhang felt like controlling a video game character, except his life was on the line. He dodged the beast's attacks. Its eyes were its weak spot, but it curled into a defensive ball. Things got harder. He needed to break its posture. He used his basic fire devour skill. A plan formed in his head. He recalled the first command, Pearl Fist, Rat Buster style. He quickly took a battle stance and thought it was surprising that those boring, History lessons on Pearl Fist were useful. The technique overwhelmed the enemy with brute force, perfect for crushing a small opponent. Jiang rushed the beast, launching a front strike, turning up the heat. He muttered no hard feelings. He unleashed a fire slash, thinking this was his chance. While the beast was defenseless, he attacked its weak spot. The strike hit. After defeating the beast, Jung felt his stats increase. He thought real combat leveled him up, faster than any training. Then he realized something was odd. The venom tail rat seemed intentional, like it was planted there. No mutated beasts should be inside city walls, except those celestial foxes. Suddenly, a dark light flashed. He wondered what's up. He almost fell into a different place. A voice shouted 5 minutes. John recognized that voice. It was the same one from before. A lady appeared, sword drawn, pointing at him. She asked him prove he's human. John was shocked how to prove humanity. He's already human, how's he supposed to do that? He thought. She sensed the mutated beast in the city, but she couldn't find the exact location. That's why she was testing him. She must have gotten suspicious. When he almost attacked that little celestial fox, he asked if she could give him a hint. He wondered if the venomous red-tailed creature was a difficult test. She said there were 4 minutes left. He tried analyzing her, but failed. She said he had 2 minutes left. After 999 failures, his analysis upgraded to advanced. He could assess her easily. She was incredibly strong, level 28. He thought no wonder she was hard to analyze. And worse, my Nightwalker ability and assassination ring are useless. He saw her title, Purge Squad Bojali, a third organization, besides the city guard and investigation team. She said he had 1 minute left. He asked her to wait. He noted she called the park the training ground. It must be from the orphanage like him. He didn't know anyone named Lu Sikhen, so she must have changed her name. Then he realized she was Lu Torin. He remembered her fast punches when she was performing punches, calling them heaven-sundering, earth-shattering stizzy, invincible fist. He showed her the same technique. He asked if she was really stizzy. She ignored him, bringing up the second point. Academy records said his ability, Contract Gem, was useless due to impossible activation. She asked him to explain what happened. He explained he swallowed a contract gem 2 weeks ago. It let him become his own beast, giving him full self-control, making him immune to mutated beast illusions, and able to see through disguises. His investigation showed many celestial foxes were in the city. A whole clan infiltrated Pearl City, he believed. Their power was cognitive distortion. She grabbed him, asking if he was serious. He told her to check herself. Launching Breakfast's owner, Juan Furniture's owner on Light Street, 3 black-clad figures on Longshoe Street, and the little fox she saved were all low-level celestial foxes. She could verify it herself. She told him to stay, she'd be back. Then she contacted Jinbo, asking if the information was credible. Jinbo was with his team. He said they needed to confirm information first. They found a celestial fox mutant beast in the city before the cognitive distortion ability appeared. Matching John's description, he sent a team to get the shopkeepers. They should be back soon. An explosion sounded in the distance. Jimbo's team members arrived. Jimbo asked what happened. The breakfast shop owner went crazy, attacked them, leaving the city. The girl jumped to attack Jimbo. He punched her hard, she fell. He told her to calm down. Dark rays came from her. She revealed her true fox form. They realized what they faced. Jimbo ordered, alert the team, terminate the target. Scene shifts to Pearl Academy. A lady's relaxing in a chair on the terrace, and a girl's standing next to her. The lady senses something and flies away, announcing Yoju's been killed outside the city. Another one's taken out on Long Island Expressway Street. Attackers killed them instantly, erased all traces, and are evading her tracking. Her beast form appears. She wonders who they are. Jung asks Sissy if she checked. She agrees and explains. They can't be certain about his new ability to see through illusions. She wonders if they wanted him to see, making him their eyes and ears. She'll protect him secretly for now, and if he discovers anything, he should contact her at night. He wonders about the protection and surveillance. He said if they handled the celestial foxes, things would be fine. She gave him something, explaining the jade pendant was from a prayer. It was called cold jade. Its counterpart was warm jade. She said use in danger. Cover the cold jade with fire. Her warm jade would heat up alerting her to his problem. She'd come quickly. She told him to get stronger. For safety, don't rely on others. Never rely completely on anyone. He was thinking about martial arts, considering joining a school. Tuition was expensive. She'd request funds from the organization. But meanwhile, he should find a martial arts school. He thanked her for the help. The next day, he walked down the street, reflecting on fewer celestial foxes lately. The Purge Squad must be working. The girl hadn't told him her name. He guessed she didn't trust him, if not for his sudden analysis upgrade, allowing him to identify others' faction. He'd never have guessed she was Purge Squad. He wondered how they knew about Pearl City being infiltrated at all. As long as he could help eliminate the foxes, it didn't matter the 10,000 pearl coins up front. Made her seem generous. He overheard a girl handing out pamphlets, asking people to join martial arts. Learn Beast King Fist. Zhang asked her for one. After seeing the pamphlet, he said it looked too flashy and wondered if it was right for him. She assured him it was worth it. Their Beast King Fist was famous. Throughout the city, she stepped closer. She added if he didn't believe her, she'd give a demonstration. She gave him the pamphlets, explaining Beast King Fist's first 3 forms were Ape King style, Giant Crocodile, and Phoenix Talent. She demonstrated Beast King Fist. John observed, thinking the techniques, footwork, and movements were better than Pearl Fist. It was a solid martial art. Ape King style had variations. With no fixed form, John thought she wasn't at full potential, barely scratching Beast King Fist's surface. She slipped. John asked if she was okay. 2 men approached asking who authorized the Beast King Fist practitioners to hand out flyers. The girl apologized, saying it was prohibited. Their leader, Leo Badillo, arrived, called Beast King Fist garbage. He suggested the Xingyi Martial School. Jiang, however, mentioned 5-fold lightning meals. Guy Bagua angrily corrected Jiang, saying it was 5-fold lightning assault. Jiang would be on his knees. Bagua continued, stating, Jiang must pay for the blacksmith incident. Time to settle the debt. He ordered to capture Jiang. The girl stepped forward, blocking them, saying she'd protect Jiang. Enraged, the 2 men charged. Jean used his analysis. Baguio warned the girl to move, telling her she might get hurt. Jiang, intrigued, wondered about intelligence and strength, asked if this was their real ability. Jiang assessed the girl. He realized her potential was very high. She was a late bloomer, a powerhouse. However, with her current strength, she was asking for trouble. He gave her the flyers back, pushed her aside, said it was his problem. He would handle it. She warned him about 3 opponents, so he might lose, but he told her not to worry, to show him the Ape King style. These guys were perfect practice. One guy attacked, calling John arrogant. John dodged easily. The second guy lunged. John used the Beast King's second form. His fist struck. Bad Gil used his lightning technique. Jiang kicked him below the belt. Bad Gil collapsed in pain. John felt a little bad. They were down 2 men. He asked Badjo how their lightning meals felt. Reduced to 3. Jiang suggested leaving. They should go to Beast King School. She asked if he was serious. He said yes. She was amazed. It was incredible. He learned the special king style by watching her just once. She'd ask if she didn't understand any moves. In the future, she'd ask him to teach. He agreed, and she praised his help. She'd be stronger quickly with his guidance. John thought she had 7-star potential. She'd be a high-level awakener, at least. Maybe even apex level. He might need her help someday. At Beast King Martial School, students wondered if anyone saw the instructor. At the marketplace, they feared the instructor's return. Someone said, instructor wouldn't be back for days. They wondered what to do. Someone hadn't mastered half the Ape King style. Another student laughed at them. One student was sleeping. Another told him wake up. John with G was present. He wondered why everyone feared the instructor. She said Instructor BYD was legendary for thoroughness, and anyone with unfinished tasks would face severe punishment. Young asked if she'd been punished. She said it happened every other day, and she'd been there a month. Still couldn't do basic moves. He wondered if that was bragging. The instructor entered. She told Xiang stand at attention. By day, after getting attention, worn slouchers would run 50 laps. Don't skip on form. They agreed as Young saw Bide's profile. He realized the instructor was strong. Level 25, practically equal to Sitsi. Instructor approached him, asking if he took down those Xingyi clowns. John was asked what if he was responsible. Bidey told John, let's see what he's made of, and suddenly attacked him. John dodged, saying the instructor went too far, asking why attack a newbie like him. Bobby wondered why. He heard John mastered the Ape King style by watching one demonstration. A punch almost hit John. He realized he couldn't dodge. Biddy patted his head, smiling, saying he didn't believe it. Until then, John was a talented boy. The Ape King style demonstrator was half-baked. The footwork was totally off. Some footwork was totally off. He told John not to worry. He'd drill proper techniques into him later. John thanked him, bowing. Vito looked at the other students and said it was time to see who slacked off in training. He told them to line up and spar with him. Anyone failing his standards would do 500 push-ups, then a 10-mile weighted vest run. Zhong thought it was expected of a body-enhancing awakener. Even his training was brutally simple. She poked Zhong, asking what's wrong. She mentioned BA Day, saying he didn't teach her much. After he showed her the right way, could he teach her privately? John agreed, telling G to meet him at the blacksmith shop. After class, he'd be her sparring partner. G was excited. She thought he'd refuse. He learned her learning decreased 90%. She bowed, saying she awaited his guidance. John thought her ability was basically designed to torture anyone teaching her, and he understood why. The instructor lacked patience for her. The same thing happened days later. At the Iron Soul blacksmith, John guided G, and she made mistakes. He pointed out her errors. He thought breaking down the Ape King style into small moments and having her practice each individually was effective. She collapsed there. He thought the Beast King fist was something. After days of practice, he felt his level increasing. Kong told Zhong she was back. Zhong told G to practice and met Kong. Outside, Kong said it was close. For some reason, there were few beasts around. They had to go deeper into the northern forest. To make matters worse, the rain turned into wolves and a storm wolf. Every single one was dangerous. John asked if she was okay. She said yes. She hid with the earth-burrowing shovel. The wolves couldn't find her. They attacked nearby wild men instead. She waited for her chance and got something from the wolves. She showed him the wild gem, told him to hold it. He wouldn't see this every day. John wondered if it was a wind gem. She said he had a good eye. This beauty could make a kid conjure wind blades and storms. Just then, John heard a voice. It's still daylight. He should stop and not remove it. The voice said, let go, it would do its best. Fan family savior style. First form Saraki sweeping cross, just follow. John wondered about the sound. A voice said the bird sang a joyous tune, a love symphony amidst jade hills. Then the creature spoke again, telling the human it ate two of them. John checked his status. It was a new ability, like the Fire Devour ability. The contract gem worked on a delay. The voice said 2 humans were in the shop, G and the boy. It thought he caused their trouble with her at the academy dorms. John wondered if it was a celestial fox. The creature said they looked tasty, and it would eat them for luck. It recalled the no, and he felt joy. John wondered if they were hunted. Sissy bathed and came out. She saw John's stone heating. She knew he was in danger. John thought it had been a while. He wondered where Sissy was. He felt those too. Natural order forces were impatient and would come any time. Kong called asking what's wrong. John thought both foxes were intermediate rank natural order. He couldn't win against them, even with Kang's help. He asked if she'd visit Uncle when back. He suggested she check on him upstairs. He buy ingredients to cook. She placed her hand on his shoulder, telling him to hurry. It had been a while since her last taste of his cooking. She mentioned taking the wind gem too. He agreed, and while leaving, he'd bring G back meanwhile. Otherwise, Chong and Uncle would be involved. Crying, she told him not to wait. He arrived at the smithy's backyard. She practiced. Seeing him, she asked if she was doing okay. He grabbed her hand, said be quiet, come with him. She wondered what's happening. Foxes appeared, asked where they're going. She saw her parents, who were the foxes. She wondered what they were doing there. Jung stopped her from approaching. She insisted they're her parents, it's fine. He checked the 2B stats. The man asked G about the boy beside her. He seemed scared of them. G explained Jung's her friend from martial arts school. Jung gained dark space ability. Great for him, she was scared of them. The 2 beasts revealed their true forms. She was totally shocked. John told her to forget them and hold him. He ran away hugging her. But the beasts were super fast. One beast scratched his back. They both fell down. She wondered if he was okay. He said he was fine. She wondered why her parents did that. John told her stay back, they're mutated. The beast said it saw through their disguise. It attacked John, trying to kill him. It slashed at John. He countered. He thought it was too fast to dodge. Was this the difference in levels? The other beast reached G. John yelled her name. It was bad. He couldn't counter much longer. Sissy arrived, telling Zhang to move. She killed both beasts with one attack. She asked if Zhang and G were okay. G asked why Sisya killed her parents. Zhang said those weren't her parents, but natural order foxes, looking like her parents. She insisted they were her parents. Crying, G asked Sissy why the foxes reverted to their true forms. She explained a king-ranked fox might be in the city, boosting their illusions, allowing lower-ranked foxes to fool higher-ranked ones. The dead ones reverted outside the city because they died outside the city. Zhang realized he might expose them if that were the case. He told G, mutated beasts killed her parents and disguised themselves as them. He revealed their true forms. G was shocked, wondering how. Scene shifts to the Beast Queen, sitting on her throne. She says 9 were killed in 1 week. Humans found a way to counter illusions. One beast wonders, why not slaughter everyone, take the city? Another beast wonders about eating grass. The queen tells them to be quiet. Wiping out humans is insufficient. A waste of food. Priority is drawing out those lurking. Then eliminate them one by one. She asks Vice Mayor Zimming for suggestions. Zimu suggests luring other species to stir things up, thin the herd, then pick off the strong ones. The queen wonders how he's so sure that stronger ones remain in the city. He replies there are 3 major organizations, besides the city guard and investigation team. One of them was key. The city lord injured by the king fled. He suspects that person's hiding within that organization. He's certain that person hasn't left the city and is waiting for them to show weakness. A beast tells the queen bringing in other species was a good idea. The fat beast says he needs a change of taste. The queen agrees. Remember, the king still sleeps. They might have earned his gratitude, but if they step out of line, she will end him. She warns Zimming remember his place before transform. Zimming kneels and agrees. He's dedicated his life to serving Pearl City. He says the last city lord was incompetent. The city stagnated under his weak leadership. He hopes Pearl City's taken over by the strong. She collapses beside her dead parents, crying, apologizing if she'd known what had happened. Stizzy says even if she had known, there was nothing she could have done. John tells Sissy don't say that. G yells it's enough, it was her fault. She was too weak. She couldn't master the simplest martial arts. Why did this happen to her parents? Why didn't she die? John hugs G, says it's not her fault. He also lost someone important. Celestial foxes killed the girl. Posters with City Guard. He still thinks about that fight. Should he have stopped her joining City Guard? Could that tragedy have been avoided? Deep down, he knows even going back in time, the outcome wouldn't change. Joining the City Guard was her dream. No one could stop her. They couldn't change fate. Her parents' death wasn't her fault, but they could fight for a better future by getting strong enough to protect everyone. He said her parents were watching from heaven and would be proud. She thanked him for his encouragement. He mentioned those city freaks. He'd wipe out every last one. He then lost consciousness. He told his body to hold on, but it didn't last long. He wakes up in a room with Sissy and G. G's happy he's awake and asks how long. Sissy says don't move, be careful. His wound might reopen. She grabs his hand. She's made up her mind. She'll become strong, and then she'll help him wipe out the celestial foxes. He believes her, she can do it. Sissy tells G her home's unsafe. She should stay somewhere else. For a while it'll be safer. Zhan hears a voice like the king sleeping, telling Zheng Ming to remember her place. Zhan realizes it's Shu's voice. He calls Sitsi. He's got a lead on the celestial foxes. She asks what a moment later. Zimming, Pearl City's vice mayor, was talking with the celestial foxes, calling himself a humble servant. He likely betrayed the humans. The king they mentioned amplifies illusions. These illusions were incredibly powerful. Even top awakeners were affected. This must be the celestial fox's true king. If the king's unavailable, it might be their chance to attack. She requested his help identifying the celestial foxes. John agreed to help. Uncle was with Quan, saying he was starving. She asked him to wait a little longer. John should return with groceries soon. The scene changes to the Purge squad base. 3 girls, Manny, Louie, and Tavi were there. Manny tells the group. The girl needed help activating the secret chamber. Now she needs help activating the celestial curtain. Sissy only bosses people around. They enter a room. G asks Manny if she wants coffee. It might take a little while. Manny says she's good. G says let's start and finishes solar charge. Manny finishes the black curtain. Louie finishes light and shadow distortion, activating the illusionary light celestial curtain. They reminded him after working together. The Purge squad finally decided to share some secrets. They were the city's most secretive organization, and for good reason, sworn to defend Pearl City from any threat and purify it from all corruption. As the city's secret weapon, they often did covert operations with a dedicated branch called the Barrier Team, which supported those missions. Stacy said the team had 3 main members. The leader, Manny, with the black curtain ability. That pocket dimension, dark room she entered was her doing. Then there was G with solar charge ability. She absorbed sunlight, channeling it to teammates, keeping them powered up for long battles. Last one was Luwei, whose ability was light and shadow distortion. She manipulated light and shadow, making herself or anything else invisible. Together, they created the illusionary light celestial curtain, a barrier dragging non-king level beings inside into a pocket dimension, their own world, reshaping the environment, confusing opponents. The Barrier Team's ultimate weapon. Celestial foxes use illusions, killing discreetly. They plan to beat them at their game. Scene shifts to the street. People going about their day. 2 beasts walking among humans. First beast asked the second, what if they captured some humans, bringing them back? The second beast said the city's on edge. Better safe than sorry. The first beast asked if she was scared. She stopped and asked if anything fell off. The first beast said nothing's wrong. The second one's just paranoid. Now that she mentioned it, where'd all the humans go? Jimbo appeared glowing, ready to punch. He regretted missing the attack. He wondered if Jimbo was responsible for the Pearl City slaughter. Why attack so brazenly? Wasn't he afraid of reinforcements? Jimbo told her to call them. He'd be waiting. John's plan reminded them. They were only around level 25. He could handle them easily. 2 beasts rushed him, attacking with a hand strike. Jimbo easily blocked it. Then Euro attacked. He blocked that effortlessly. He wondered if this was real. Was that all Jimbo offered? She didn't know how the others were beaten so easily. Jimbo punched Yi so hard he said she should know now. Yi asked if he saw that, then attacked, promising he'd pay. She got close, but he grabbed her hand, saying he might not see her true form, but he knew its eyes. He added, her ability was strong for sneak attack street fights. She was nothing with that. He twisted the fox's hand as you approached. Jimbo said you came at the right time and threw you at Yi as they flew through the air. Jimbo leaped, delivering a brutal kick, sending them crashing down. He hit them with deadly force. You wondered why they couldn't defeat their own kind. They realized they were trapped. Jimbo punched them again. They were shocked by the brutal attack. The blast was intense. Young and Sissy watched from a few buildings away. Young commented on Jimbo's strength. Sissy said Jimbo led their combat division. Young mentioned Jimbo's outfit. It had a Super Saiyan vibe. Meanwhile, back in the original world, Chatbai contacted Sissy. He said mutated beasts gathered outside the city. They seemed agitated, like something provoked them. If they breached the city, it would overload the illusory light celestial curtain. He asked Sissy to assess the situation outside. If she was worried about John, she could bring him along. Good real combat training for him. Sherbai said Zhang's marked celestial foxes were already on the radar. The combat team would handle them. Sissy agreed. John thought about Kang's storm wolves and wondered if they were connected. Sissy said they were needed outside the city. She'd send some people to watch the blacksmith shop. John wondered if that was the big shot. She said it was their boss. He'd meet him after the mission. They went outside. John said it was his first time outside the city. In a long time, he neared some plants. Sissy stopped him. The plant released something. It spread everywhere. Sissy explained these were hydrochloric acid grasses. They were highly corrosive. It was the fruit's ripening time. Ripe fruits exploded like fireworks. Hydrochloric acid grass spread seeds the same way. She mentioned a certain mutated beast that fed on the grass. She suggested John consider it his first opponent. She'd investigate the mutated beast right. She told him not to wander too far. John noticed a rabbit and analyzed it. It seemed harmless at first. Its level was like an armed venom-tailed rat. He figured it wouldn't pay attention, so he prepared to strike first. But the rabbit dodged by running. John used Pearl Fist on the rabbit. It shot something greenish. He was hit. The rabbit started running. Jing realized the hydrochloric acid grass was triggered. John quickly dodged the acid. His body moved, automatically analyzing the situation. He observed the attacks. The rabbit had amazing senses and reflexes. His sneak attack was useless. The rabbit dodged and attacked from a distance. The creature was immune to acid. It cunningly sprayed more acid, keeping John away. It led him to the ripening fruit. John wondered why the acid didn't burn him. He'd blocked the acid with his bare hand. The rabbit's attack strategy changed. John guessed it was due to the flames. The bunny attacked him directly. John dodged with player attack. As expected, acid evaporates near flames. That's why Sissy was fine, facing a stronger opponent. The bunny, enraged, speaking its language, confused why its acid wasn't melting. John recognized the familiar feeling, concluded even weak beasts could have his second phase abilities. John used his dagger, countering the bunny. As he was scratched, he realized the claws were coated in acid. John remarked the bunny understood range. Attacks were useless. It needed to get closer. To avoid melting, John activated flame reserves. His body engulfed in flames. Preparing for the next phase, John realized his flames were burning too fast. He had to act fast, surrounding the bunny with flames, preparing to attack. He mumbled if they thought they were the only trappers. As the fight continued, he cornered the bunny with nowhere to run. He was ready to finish it. Only 3 out of 100 flame reserves left. John stabbed with his dagger. The bunny leaped away in time. His flame reserves hit 0. John thought it was what he wanted. He activated his Devora skill. Flames absorbed surrounding energy. His reserves slowly refilled. He dodged midair, avoiding attack. He burned the bunny to death. The effort drained him. He checked stats, disappointed they increased. Bunny was still alive. He had to finish it. John stabbed repeatedly with dagger. The bunny finally died. His stats improved after battle. Expected for a level 9 beast. Killing it gives 2 points per stat. Too bad my level didn't increase. His screen showed a notification, confirming full fire devour absorption. It leveled up to intermediate. His flame reserves are now 300. A big boost. John felt satisfied. His fire devour leveled up, making the trip more rewarding. Before celebrating, though, he heard rustling. He turned. He saw many angry bunnies. Their eyes were full of anger. John grinned. He stirred up trouble. His flame reserves were only 2. He felt frustrated. Not enough to handle the bunnies. He thought about the pendant, but the bunnies chased him. He ran away quickly, knowing discretion was the better part of valor. He yelled to Sissy for help. He kept running, but bunnies were coming from ahead too. They were coordinating their attacks and flanking him, making things worse. As they all attacked, he had to use his cloth as a shield to withstand the first attack wave. An ice barrier appeared, protecting him. He knew it was Sissy's power. She showed up, telling him to stay back as rabbits went crazy. Sissy controlled the water, washing away all the rabbits. Then she froze the water, trapping them. John was amazed. He'd barely taken down one rabbit, giving it his all. Sissy said she'd only been gone a short time. Where'd all these rabbits come from? John said he didn't know. She turned, muttering this wasn't the end. More rabbits appeared. Sissy said the number didn't matter. They'd all enter the same way. However, she saw new rabbits attacking the first group. Sissy wondered if it was the alpha, but should be dead already. The rabbits seemed fixated on something, unaffected by everything around. Sissy drew her sword. She wouldn't hold back. She finally killed the last rabbit. She thought her suspicion was right. The answer was in one of the rabbits. She released the frozen rabbits, found the stone with the control pill. John came up and asked about it. It smelled pleasant. Sissy said it was a pill created to control mutated beasts. Beast-taming Zuchuan revealed their hand. Spirit-controlling pills had a unique aroma. Only low and mid-level beasts could smell it, luring them, making them crave the pill. Vastly different from the gem contract. Beasts consuming it would lose their minds, totally subservient to the pill controller, wondering how the zoo clan controlled beasts. It's a mystery the pill wouldn't be digested. More beasts would become puppets. She crushed the pill. There's a connection between the pills and the beast rampage she'd reported. Whether the zoo clan was responsible, John would train with her outside the city until the investigation was over. He agreed she appreciated his spirit. They suddenly realized someone was eavesdropping, hidden behind a tree. Sissy attacked the tree. John, surprised, asked why she acted suddenly. She quickly dismissed it as nothing. But deep down, she felt something was wrong. Maybe it was her imagination. Scene shifts to the Beast Queen, on her throne surrounded by beasts. One beast spoke, reporting all celestial foxes near Crassum Street had gathered there. She nodded, acknowledging the info, then paused, reflecting on mutated beasts increasing, wondering if Zimming was responsible. She decided not to rely on him. Time for her to act. Rising, she addressed the beasts. As they all know, humans broke free from mental control, causing many deaths among our kind. Fallen comrades, mostly near Craftsman Street last week, were operating near Craftsman Street. She paused, then continued. She wants them all to relocate there. They'll likely target us next. She wants them to create a scene, make humans believe something's important. They found something big. Her plan was obvious. Make them think these beasts are fleeing, forcing them to act fast. She knew who they were facing. The beasts nodded, agreeing, ready to follow orders. Scene shifts to the forest. Rabbits were wandering around. Young jumped out, killed a rabbit with a Nightwalker strike. Dormant until now. Other rabbits scattered, John thought. After a week grinding against bullet rabbits, he finally reached level 6. Not only that, he mastered their attacks and weaknesses. Rabbits prepared to attack. John neutralized their acid attacks, taking no damage, which enraged them further. Rabbits drenched in acid charged him close range. Acid flammable, but burned quick, not lethal. Using serpent scales as fuel, flames would never die. He considered Fire Devour. 3 flavors real fire. Upon reflection, name too cringy. John thought after killing them. He'd only collected so many serpent scales, and now he'd used them all up. It was a lot of kills at once, enough to trigger a level up. He checked his stats. His level increased by 1, along with a boost in attack power. He was surprised the contract gem leveled up too. He thought it was high compared to his level, but when he went from level 4 to 6, nothing happened. The gem stayed at level 4. It wasn't about his level. The gem leveled up separately. He wondered what power he'd unlock, and hoped it was combat-related. A dark aura came from a rabbit. It started to darken. John was confused. Was it still alive? He raised his flares again, taunting the rabbit to attack him. He wasn't a pushover anymore. The rabbit jumped at John, who stabbed at it, but it flew away. John stood there confused, wondering if he'd killed so many bunnies that they returned as vengeful spirits. He muttered whatever the rabbit was, ghost, demon, or vengeful spirit, he'd kill it with determination. He attacked again, killing the creature. He looked at the dead rabbit, wondering when rabbits gained this technique. He stabbed the body a few more times, thinking a spirit controlled it. Inspecting it, he found something different than the controlling pill. He tried to analyze it, but failed repeatedly. He thought it had been a long time since something this elusive. After much effort, he analyzed it. The rabbit was infused with nemesis essence. He saw a powerful beast, battling many opponents using the stone. After a long, grueling battle, they all perished. Young felt it was rare. Like the wind gem, he wondered how to activate it since touching it failed. Unlike the previous awakening, maybe he needed to swallow the gem. It came from the black goat. Now that he thought about it, he called the beasts insignificant, weak insects with no choice. Sudden sharp pain hit him. He saw Jing being killed. She asked him to promise to survive. Despite any setbacks, tears in her eyes. Fueled by rage, he wouldn't die. Not before killing every fox. He checked his profile. The gem activated. He found a new combat ability. It boosted offense and defense in one move. Power depended on nethermost used. He marveled at his potential growth. Increased by 3 whole stars. The nethermost body was powerful. Despite his joy, he cried, wondering what it meant. Was it regret, joy, or anxiety? You'll have strength to avenge Jing. Men approached, asking if Zhang's okay. Another said, leave, it's not our business. The third suggested hurrying to the city. While no mutated beasts were near, the first man kept calling to Zhang. Zhang Ro's dark aura surrounded him. He said he was fine. He spoke calmly, though. The men, terrified, fled, calling him a ghost. Zhang noticed his nether mist increased. He realized he could absorb others' fear and convert it to nether mist. The mist felt different. It wasn't even regular energy. He could shape it however he wanted. He formed his hand like a wolf and wondered about its power. He experimented with the aura, trying to deal minimal damage. He sliced a dream with 1 point, but it was harder than expected. He used more nether mist cutting the dream. It was fascinating. Cutting felt like slicing butter. Blocking attacks made it versatile. He realized if used properly, it could be his trump card against even high-level beasts. He decided to secretly grow stronger. The Purge squad helped. Stizzy arrived after calling, amazed to see the nethermost beast, the one encountered earlier. He felt déjà vu, reminded him of Chamon. He explained what happened. She was surprised he consumed the nethermost essence. She wondered if he wanted to die. She yelled at him for eating something unknown, asking if he knew how close he was to death. He thought it wasn't too bad. He analyzed it. He told her it was fine. If there was a problem, he could always make himself puke. She asked what if he couldn't, and suggested it might be a parasite. He asked if she meant what he ate could be dangerous. She said nether beasts are unknown, with no form living in other creatures. The goat and rabbit he mentioned were likely controlled by these beasts. When the host dies, it goes into an organ for the next host. John was shocked and wondered if it got him. The pain, when he swallowed, might have been it taking over. He wondered if he was okay, meaning it must have failed. Sissy didn't know, said he's unique. Maybe he has a different monster inside. Something defeated and killed the nemesis beast. Or maybe it was Mary. He had total self-control, making him immune to parasites. But any mutation, she'd kill him. He got scared and apologized. A spider suddenly showed up, surprising them and scaring Sissy. She yelled. The spider ran away. She hugged Zhang, telling the spider to go away. He said she was still scared of bugs, like when they were kids. He remembered her reading under a tree. He told her he found something. She asked to see it. He showed her a bug. She freaked out, told him to take it away. The bug flew away. Zhang said his new friend was scared of her. She teased him, calling him silly. She reminded him he had many orphanage companions. They could be his friends. Why choose a bug? He replied the orphanage kids would leave someday. Then when she hugged him, promising she'd always be his friend. She'd always be his friend no matter what. He asked if she'd break her promise. She agreed she would not. He stopped reminiscing, patted her head. She froze, pulled away, asking why he held her so tight. He let go, told her remember the wilds. Never underestimate unknown dangers. There's no free lunch in that world. You got lucky that time, but never let your guard down. With similar things in the future, she told him never forget. He thought she'd become distant cold. After joining the Purge squad, he realized he was wrong. She was still the same Susie, always looking out for him, even though she didn't show it. A stone she held started glowing. She seemed puzzled. After a moment, she understood. Her investigation and his training were over. Their mission was temporarily over. They needed to return to Pearl City. He asked what happened. She explained their team leader, Jinbo, was injured by celestial foxes. She needed to return to help. Zhang asked why not call backup. What about other investigation teams? Or teams in other cities, she replied. They couldn't risk alerting the foxes. Things were complicated outside the city. She'd explain more on the way. As they walked, she explained the situation. Nobody knew when it began, but since the cataclysm, mutated beasts ran wild. Survivors built walls for protection, to protect what little remained. With travel so dangerous, mapping fell to investigation teams and independent awakeners. According to the last intel, areas around Pearl City had the fewest mutated beasts, were few villages, and savage territories farther out was the sea, but apex beasts prevented exploration. No one dared explore further. They didn't know if other cities existed, or what lay beyond the sea. They finally reached the city. Sissy asked a man about the situation. He explained they used illusory light. Celestial curtain monitors the city, and hasn't detected unusual celestial fox activity. Not until recently, though. Low and mid-level foxes appeared on Craftsman Street, and they confronted them. It was a trap. The enemy leader was also there. Jimbo was badly injured covering their retreat, and the captain wanted Sissy to take over Jimbo's duties. She'd leave the team to help protect Pearl City. She understood the situation's seriousness. John asked if she needed help. She said no, go back to the blacksmith shop. She'd find him when she had free time. He agreed and wished Sissy and Jimbo's safety. Parting, he stretched and thought about the exhausting last few days. Outside the city, while walking, he wondered about Jumin's Beast King training progress. Suddenly, people stopped a man called out to Jean. Jean was surprised, tried analyzing the man. He couldn't get his name or stats. The man said Jean couldn't see it. He was prying into his abilities. The man complimented him, though, even with high-level analysis. Awakened could only use their ability under 10 times daily. Chong had no limitations. Zhang thought he could force his body to analyze. Use it unlimitedly, but how did the man know? He asked if he could help the man. Despite the old man's calm look, his aura was chilling. The man suggested some fun. He showed his power. John knew trouble was coming. The man asked if John would make a move. John said he had no reason to fight him. The man asked if Xiang needed a reason to grow stronger, or if it was avenging Jing, just talk. Xiang attacked, asking the man to repeat that. He wondered if the man used a spatial rift, but it was teleportation. The man appeared behind Zhang. Zhang charged forward, attacking again. The man easily stopped him with one hand, saying Zhang needed more speed. Zhang, surprised, asked if that was real. He ignited flares with his other hand, trying a flame-blind attack. He realized the man was transparent. The flares had no effect. Something fell off the man, said. John had his fun. Now, it was his turn. The man dissipated his afterimage and launched an attack on John, using water element. John wondered how many abilities the old man had. He was like a monster. Zhang's reserves were down to 18 out of 100, so he had to use it. Charging toward the old man, he formed a shield and planned his moves. First, he'd land a strike to create an opening. Then he'd sneak attack. Using Night Walker, he executed his plan, thinking his strategy was clever, but he was weak. He was too weak to make it work. The man countered, forcing John back. Impressed, the old man said it was remarkable. John withstood such power at his level. John, however, felt it unfair. The old man suggested a conversation. Now moving more freely, Jiang realized the old man tested him. His power was on a whole other level. Compared to Jimbo and Sitsi, the old man vanished. Jiang realized only extraordinary strength could do that, could pull off such a feat. He wondered if the old man led the purge squad. Jiang got up and greeted him, asking his name. The old man, amused, said names were just labels. Call him anything. He asked if Zhang forgot his name. Zhang thought the purge squad knew everything about him. He didn't understand why the old man. Now City would reveal himself. What was his purpose? They both sat. Zhang called him City, asked why he was there. Sitter said Zhang shouldn't overthink it, especially before blocking mind reading. Zhang was shocked by this. Sidgtu explained in 2 centuries since arrived, Pearl City had seen no unlimited ability. Until Xiong, how could he not be curious? Xiong, still processing this, asked if Sidgtu meant he. Xiong was unlimited proficient awakener. He wondered what unlimited meant. He thought apex level was the highest awakener level, like his own abilities. City said no matter how powerful, awakeners had one ability their whole life, but unlimited awakeners could break free from limits, remove the ability number cap, and awaken new ones continuously. Styu admitted his curiosity and wanting more knowledge. Styu asked Xiong about his unlimited ability, if others' path copied the unlimited ability. Xiong's contact gem. Situ explained he wouldn't ask Xiong something for nothing, regardless of the result. He'd give Xiong something in gratitude. He'd answer Xiong's question in return. Xiong asked about refusing. Situ revealed a gift, telling Xiong he could take it, suggesting Xiong see it first. The bracelet Situ called Golden Treasury, an item he used often. It contained a skill called Storage. Situ trusted John would understand its importance. John, impressed by Situ's generosity, he felt excited. The storage space was what he needed. Yang reached to touch the bracelet. Suta moved his hand closer, asking Yang to extend his hand. Yang complied. Suta used his power. Yang asked if it was done. Sifu confirmed he couldn't copy Xiang's ability. He couldn't replicate Xiang's derivative abilities, making Xiang's powers unique. Sidru gave Zhang the box with the bracelet, telling him it was his. Zhang thanked him, touched the bracelet. He analyzed it and was shocked. He saw a girl tied up. He wondered if this was how the bracelet was made. Fire dropped on the lady. She writhed in pain. John thought they used a human life to make the equipment. He found it incredibly cruel. John asked Sutu if all special equipment was made cruelly. Sutu said it's been this way for 2 centuries. Even though it's now forbidden, criminals still exist, secretly sacrificing people for these things. He wanted to destroy the bracelet, but in John's hands, it could bring justice, letting the souls rest in peace. John asked about Pearl City 200 years ago. Was everyone treated that way? Lives discarded so casually? Sagan nodded, sadly remembering. 200 years ago, under the Zhu family, the sea was ruled with iron fist. Everyone was their slave. Men toiled day and night with no hope for scraps of food. Beautiful women were slaves to the Zhu family, becoming playthings for young masters. From birth children, they were brainwashed, forced into loyalty to a family that saw them as mere tools. Elderly, unable to work, became food for mutants. The Zhu families tamed beasts. If anyone awakened an ability, they were enslaved or sacrificed, used as ingredients for equipment creation. Due to the Zhu family's crimes, capable individuals gathered strength and overthrew the family's rule. Zhang understood. He stood up. Sidu asked further questions. Zhang, impressed by Sidu's power, asked why he didn't handle Princess Yu himself, liberate the city. Sidu replied it wasn't will, but inability. Zhang might think Pearl City weak. That was far from true. The city was caught off guard by the Celestial Fox's intrusion. Its defenses were much stronger than Zhang thought. City investigation teams tracked and removed mutated beasts from surrounding wilderness areas. The Purge Squad was stationed near city gates, secretly dealing with these beasts. The king's divine artifact, moreover, the Sun and Moon Pearl, was in the city, within its area of effect. All beings were suppressed, power capped at level 40. Even king-level mutated beasts trying to invade would be downgraded to apex level. Situ is definitely the strongest apex being in the city, but things were now more complicated. Jiang, mentioned by then, asked if Sidu meant they had a traitor. Sector confirmed, telling Jiang with a missing city lord. Only someone controlling the artifact besides him was a Zhu family remnant, or someone hiding in the shadows. After their reign of terror ended, the Zhu family shut down the Sun and Moon Pearl artifact and ordered the Celestial Fox's gates open. John realized the recent surge in mutated beasts was all part of their plan. He didn't understand why they hadn't eradicated those people when they had the chance. Sigier replied after overthrowing the Zhu family. They'd been clearing out the remnants, but it was like removing weeds. The Zhu family operated in Pearl City for centuries, establishing deep underground roots. Zhong thought about it and agreed. The Celestial Fox invasion made no sense. He wondered about the Zhu family's real objectives. Was the city lord dead or alive? Why were the mutated beasts appearing? What power did the Celestial Fox King wield? Without answers, the city must act cautiously. If he died in an enemy trap, Pearl City would be doomed. It reminded Zhang of past wars, where nukes were just deterrents, only used if absolutely necessary. Even though Princess Yu was provoking and killing anyone, but Situ could be impulsive. Situ spoke, telling Xiong he couldn't copy his abilities, but still needed him. He asked Xiong to join the Purge Squad. He offered Xiong his hand. Xiong shook his hand, agreeing. The scene changed to the blacksmith shop. Kong was busy working. She asked what's wrong, seeing her repairing equipment so late. Kong answered, she's using her free time. She said it's been days. She wondered if Zhang would return. Kong teased her about missing Zhang, noting her distraction lately. She denied missing him. She lacked training guidance. These past days, she wondered how he was doing, and if he faced danger. Kong saw a teasing opportunity, said she acted like Xiang's wife, claiming she missed him daily. She blushed, shyly denying it. Chong laughed. Stop teasing her. She dipped a knife in water, telling Ji the village was dangerous. Mutated beast areas outside were marked. Xiong would be safe avoiding those. She asked about villages outside Pearl City. Kong confirmed isolated villages exist, backward and xenophobic. Many worshipped mutated beasts as gods. If anyone traveled through the wilds and found one of these villages, they should keep moving, trust instincts. Otherwise, they might get captured, enslaved, or even sacrificed. She wondered why, as human students, They couldn't communicate with them. Gong explained they weren't human. In the traditional sense, in the wild, most dangerous things weren't beasts. But the savages some wore masks stalked silently. They would never see them coming. A shadowy figure approached Ji from behind. She froze in fear. She asked if it was like that. Kong nodded. Ji was still in shock. Zhang appeared masked to frighten her. Kong, however, unafraid, he quickly kicked Zhang's groin. Zhang doubled over in pain. After a moment, Young acted like nothing happened, complaining that Kong was mean. Ji, still unsure, asked who he was. Young hesitated, then removed his scar mask. Trembling Shang and Ji relaxed, seeing his face. Shang playfully rubbed his head, saying Ji returned without a word, trying to scare them with a spooky act. Zhang overheard their conversation about savage villagers. He thought he'd lighten the mood. He didn't expect Ji's kick. Ji asked about his training. Ji planned to train inside city walls. Working on his skills, Ji shrugged her coat. She found a Changcheng clue that day. Planning to leave the city alone, she asked John to care for Uncle Liu. John wondered why she was rushing. She was leaving when she said, "Someone's been waiting for his return, and she doesn't want to interfere." Ji said it was getting late. She'd go back to her room to rest. At the door she turned. She turned and called to him. She was glad he returned safely. John thought about her words. Since arriving in this world, he felt truly at home for the first time. Lost in thought, Uncle said she left a while ago. Why was John still grinning? John was surprised to see his uncle. Uncle told him to listen closely. First thing tomorrow, find John, tell her uncle's seriously ill. She should leave the city. John asked what happened to Uncle. Uncle smacked John's head, told him no that look. He wasn't senile or sick. It was all an act. Chanchen's been missing a long time. Probably encountered misfortune. Uncle knew his daughter's strength, but he was still worried. Kong wanted to investigate Shan Shan. Uncle feared she'd also be in danger. That's why he acted sick, keeping her from risks. John was about to answer. Uncle said Kong was deeply loyal. Once she set her heart on something, she became more determined. She wouldn't take risks. John appreciated Uncle's actions, understanding his concern. Uncle sat smoking, telling Zhang he had real forging talent. But Kong wasn't a good teacher. She'd never loved forging. Her knowledge had big gaps. Uncle decided for the next few days, he'd teach Zhang the forging technique, meaning the technique might not be secret. It was a unique Li family skill. Zhang needed to pay close attention. Zhang agreed he wouldn't disappoint him. Zhang heard Jane calling him, telling him to hurry. She was waiting. Zhang believed like his uncle wished. Kong stayed in the city, keeping his promise. His uncle secretly taught Zhang forging, which Zhang practiced with the necromancer. He gained better control over it and shaped it more precisely. Zhang mastered the first 3 styles, including Ape King and Yagi Knight. One night, while meditating, Jung heard Jing's familiar voice. He had to be sure he had to purge the squad. He asked Situ if any celestial foxes were disguised as humans. Around the blacksmith district, Jung could have heard something. Situ said they'd swept the area. No celestial fox could be there. John thought if it wasn't the wind, then Jing was still alive somehow. For revenge, he'd unmask the celestial fox, disguised as Jing. 3 days later at night, a man sneaks into the Su house. He enters the lady's room. His drug worked perfectly on her. He pulls the blanket off. He commented that people said the Su family's daughter was stunning, curvy in skin like white jade. He touched her hand, saying tonight he'd test the rumors about her. Suddenly, the aviator appeared. He wondered who's there. A voice called out, calling him short-stacked teddy bear, 5 feet tall, with a face only his mother loves. He demanded whoever it was show himself. The voice said he's disliked by women. His looks get worse every day. He's hurt tons of women. The voice asked if that was wrong. Now terrified, he asked who the voice was. The voice said it came to kill him. He panicked and ran, thinking he drugged the whole Su family. He wondered whose voice that was. Was it human or a ghost? Fleeing, a sharp point stabbed his leg. He fell down, lying there. Fear consumed him, the nethermost strength, revealing that Zhang was the creature. Zhang, acting like a ghost, approached him, asking if he wanted to struggle. Terrified, the man begged Zhang stay back. He couldn't escape falling down. Overcome by fear, he wet himself. Zhang smirked, nudging him with his foot, remarking he thought the serial killer's sword was tough, but the man fell easily. Zhang felt satisfied. like he'd completed his first mission. Jiang said it was time to bring him back. Let them handle him. He used analysis identifying him as Zheng Xiaofan. Jiang read his stats. He wondered why Xiao used such a good skill for evil. It wasted his potential. Jiang suddenly remembered something about Xiao. A woman begged Xiao to spare her. He kicked her, saying she took his drug but disobeyed. She was disobedient. He said she survived cause her husband died. If her husband lived longer, Xiao wouldn't have targeted them. Xiao mocked the city guard, who swore to defend Pearl City. Now the guard was dead. He found that ironic. Xiao thanked the guard for leaving them alive, so he could do what he wanted. Xiao looked at the woman's daughter, telling her not to worry. She'd join her mother soon. Once he was done, he called the girls his toys, showing zero remorse. Zhang's immersed in this disturbing flashback. Xiao, still sitting, suddenly stood up and attacked Zhang with drug powder. But Zhang's protected by a shield. The smoke cleared. Xiao, bewildered, wondered where Zhang came from and how he interrupted his fun. Then it started raining. Xiao continued, saying the powder knocked out their last mutated beast once it fell asleep. Xiao would torment it. Zhang, unfazed, called Xiao dead meat. Xiao was scared, wondered why it wasn't working. He asked if it was the rain. John used his power, cut off Xiao's hand, causing him immense pain. John said the first blade was for the mother, who died protecting her daughter. The next blade was for the girl who chose death. Rather than submitting to him, he kept attacking with the blade, saying it honored the city guard's heroism. The next strike was for the righteous detective. The one after was for the nameless awakener, who fought for justice in Shou's soul. After many hits, Xiao lay down, calling Xiang insane. Xiang said with current technology, Xiao could be saved with timely medical attention. So Xiang was giving him another chance. If Xiao walked out that door, he'd spare his life. Zhang thought he'd make Shou feel the same despair and terror inflicted on those innocent people 100-fold. He told Xiao this was his last chance. Xiao crawled in pain. He thought once recovered, he'd make Zhang peel his skin off slowly. He couldn't die there. So many women left. He had Mia. He'd used almost to the gate. If he could open it, he could escape. Reached for the handle, but couldn't reach it. Frustrated, he banged on the door. Zhang watched, said Xiao couldn't open it. Xiao had his chance, blew it. Now he failed with a flick of power. Zhang killed Xiao, increasing his stats. Zhang thought wiping out the foxes would bring peace to the city. Enough to save everyone. Did Xiao deserve saving? Don't be ridiculous, Zhang muttered. People like him should die. No need to be soft. Then he heard a voice. It was a special day, Han Hai. He should take her. Zhang wondered what it meant. Another Xiao, he called his captain. The rapist was handled. He heard something with wind whisper. Trouble at Han Hai Academy. They planned an abduction. The scene changed to headquarters. Said he was thinking about Han Hai. She tried sending someone. Couldn't get through the barrier. Some kind of force field. Even she couldn't see through. Whoever made the barrier was serious. Seiju told Zhang, go there, report back. She'd contact Sisson and handle it from her side. Sega warned Zhang, wait for backup. Zhang agreed and got ready to go. At Han Hai, the barrier protected the building. Inside, team members walked quietly, their heads hidden by overcoats, each holding a lantern. One man said they'd searched for 15 minutes. No results. He wondered where Chung Su-ling hid the girls. The second man told his boss there's a problem. They found a breach in the barrier. The third man, visibly shaken, wondered if they were discovered. The boss said, don't be stupid. They have double protection. Dragons, subduing stones, and lanterns. No way anyone could detect them. He paused, then added, a bit concerned. If the intruder triggers Chen's alarms, they'll be in trouble, even masking our presence. They'll never get anyone out. With him around, he turned to the two men. Urgency in his voice. Hurry up. They're running out of time. No matter what, they must find her. John arrived, noticed a dragon statue on a pole. Curious about its meaning, he used his analysis skill. After tries, he identified the dragon subduing stone. An epic item. His mind flashed back. Many people sacrificed. Their blood forged the stone. John wondered if the dragon subduing stone was created by human sacrifice. But such things are forbidden publicly. The people inside were not from the three organizations. Could they be Zhu family remnants? The Beaster family amassed caused chaos. John wondered about their reasons for letting celestial foxes in the city and amassing huge beast hordes. The Han Hai Academy operation might reveal their true goals. He sent someone coming. He hid as 3 men carried a girl. The boss thought the intruder left. He said it should be safe now. He told his team to turn off lanterns. To save their remaining energy, they needed to get the dragon stone, leaving no trace behind. Zhong analyzed the group, reporting the enemies from Zhu family. One's level 20 with analysis. Second's level 17 telekinesis. Third's level 15 hypnosis. Jiang analyzed the lantern. He realized it hid the 3 men. It masked their presence. It seemed low on energy. Jiang wondered if the girl was the target. 1 man carried the girl. Jung realized she was chun-junting. Her potential was very high, like an upgraded contract gem. Jung wondered who the Zhu family wanted to control, regardless of intentions. She was innocent, he couldn't let them take her. Jiang rushed to the scene. The 3 men ran. He wondered where they were going. He asked Manny if she could track. Manny said she could sense them. They were heading to the city outskirts. Sissy couldn't catch them in time. Jiang said he would slow them. Stita told him to wait. He's warned to be safe, not reckless. Jane responded firmly. The Zhu family's behind this. He can't let them escape. He might not beat them. His nethermost will buy Sissy time. 3 men moved through rain. Jung summoned a nethermost beast. The boss was surprised by the city creature. Jung thought it was due to the forging technique. The nethermost camouflage held. However, he couldn't risk level 20 analyzer detection. The boss observed the wolf creature and wondered about its strength. He tried analyzing the beast, but the wolf attacked. It moved behind the boss. The boss dodged and ordered hypnosis. The boy focused his power hypnosis work. Xiang felt his mental energy was endless. Mental attacks were useless against him. He decided to use his advantage. The man ordered John to stay put. John pretended to obey, getting close enough to attack. The man repeated the command, stay still. John kept approaching, preparing a sneak attack. The boy and man were surprised John moved. The wolf bit the man's neck. He yelled for his boss's help. Before anything happened, the other boy carrying the girl defended, ordering the wolf away. Jai realized he leveled up. If he could hold off the others, he might have a chance. The man used gravity to pin the wolf down. Jung struggled against it. Unable to move, the boss analyzed Jung. Quickly deduced he was a low level 9 awakener, affiliated with Iron Soul Blacksmith and Purge Squad. His abilities, though, were unknown. The boss scoffed. Dismissed him as a low-level rookie. A measly level 9 human. Asked if John could fight them. John's alone. The boss thought he had no chance. John felt crushed by gravity. Situ's same trick from last time. The boss told John he wouldn't escape alive. John thought the analyzer lacked offense, but his weapon was troublesome. The Zhu family's strength relied entirely on equipment. Despite being restrained, the Nethermind activated, and telekinetic abilities were unaffected. Why wasn't the man deflecting John's attacks? He was only dodging. The boss attacked, taunting Zhong, asking him to guess. Was Zhong Vasta's ability draining his energy? How much longer could he last? Zhong, in his true form, realized the man wasn't trying to deflect. He simply couldn't. The man wondered who Xiang awaited. Xiang attacked again, testing his new move, and unleashed the nethermost. His attackers kept coming. Was he drawing his last breath in defiance? They were confused by John's moves. John smirked. They couldn't block him. They needed to aim before using telekinesis. He rushed the second man. If he restricted their hands, their abilities would be useless. The man struggled, keeping up. John was faster than expected. Unable to move, he felt John's attack. Desperate, he used his telekinesis on John's hand. John realized the man used his own power. The man saved himself and said, nice try. Luckily, he forced his right hand free. The boss taunted Zhong. Was that all? Zhong was an avid energy user. The man mocked Zhong. Could he really escape with his hands? He'd make Zhong lose his own hand. Did Zhong think his attack would work? Calling it pathetic, John used flame bind on the man, but the man pushed him back. John stumbled. John stood up. The man smirked. He had tricks. John thought. Their clothes were fireproof. Both men said this was the end. John, unfazed, said it was the boss's time. Was it time for his death? Zhong said it was time. He'd been stalling them. As he spoke, water surged toward him, attacking lethally. The boss, surprised, wondered how Zhong was so confident. Near death, he attacked John, hitting his shoulder. Sissy appeared, rushing forward, sword striking. The man was shocked. She was the unexpected reinforcement. He was stunned she'd taken him down one blow. He tried blocking her, but her slash was too fast. He fell back. He wondered who she was. She ignored him, continuing her attack. Juggin held them too long. He had to use his trump card. He activated a ring, leaving Sissy confused. The man conjured lightning. She demanded he stop, but he used the chaos to escape, creating confusion, making his escape. Sissy thought it fortunate John was alive, but unfortunate. They couldn't capture any zoo family remnants alive. John lay there completely drained. Manny contacted Sissy, urging her to bring John. Sissy wondered what happened. Manny said the illusory curtain was breached. She was shocked hearing that news. The scene shifts to the mutated beast leader and Zyme, who were on a building's roof. She held an umbrella, shielding her head, seeming Astra for summoning him. Wondering if something was wrong, she asked about gathering the mutated beasts. Outside the city, it was all ready. Suddenly, they both saw lightning. Confused, she wondered aloud about the sound. Seeming to think about the loud call, she realized Sue's agent was in trouble. He mused Fox must have noticed all those people. Then he said it was thunder. She asked if he saw anything strange. He denied it. She pressed him, asking if he felt nervous. He'd been scared of thunder since childhood. She called him a useless coward. The sound must have come from the city, but she couldn't see anything. She remembered a dying man. About to die, he vanished. He disappeared without a trace. They escaped right under her nose. It must have been a high-level illusion. Human illusions couldn't affect them, but could cloud their vision. Misleading them, the city was a facade. She said it was a pretty clever plan. She flew off using her domain expansion. Sissy watched the power display, wondering where the Han High girl went. Sissy wasn't sure what happened, but the illusion was fading. John yelled to her, pointing at the lantern, "Use it fast." The lady used her power and eyes to scan. She found a man running with the girl. She almost forgot the sing test. In all the chaos, why is he leaving the city now? Thinking if she found him, he had to act fast, told her to wait. She ran ahead. He couldn't stop her. Bad guys were outside the city. He got a report. The Purge squad had an agent inside. The agent's name was John, who stumbled on their operation, causing several deaths. The Purge squad sent reinforcements. The agent used the thundering call. A man wondered if John was alive. The reporter agreed. He checked John's background. Besides the Purge squad, John was connected to a place, the Iron Soul blacksmith shop. The man agreed. He ordered getting the signers out. Out of the city, a voice asked, "What was Shu doing?" The man wondered. He heard screams. He asked Zijian to report. Seaman told him to stop yelling. The plan failed. Zijian was killed. The man threw a stone. Years wasted for nothing. Zyme insisted the Saintess lived, and the Celestial Fox's worst nightmare. He explained, "Princess, you couldn't kill the Saintess. She'd take her to the Sea Lord's mansion." The man asked Zhu Ming's suggestion. Without the Saintess, they couldn't control the foxes. Zhu Ming revealed a secret. A passage from the City Lord's mansion led outside the city. Only he knew about it. They'd send mutated beasts through the passage, causing chaos for the foxes in the mansion. Zimming would use the distraction to get the Saintess out. Another man said, "It's easier said than done. Princess Yu was guarding the mansion. With few mutated beasts, they'd likely fail. They would likely fail." Seeming said they needed John. Princess Yu was watching the city. Any disturbance, she'd act personally. They just needed to send elite forces to the blacksmith. Attacking John would draw the Purge squad and Princess Yu into a fight. They'd unleash mutated beasts on the City Lord's mansion, catching them off guard. The man warned the plan meant severing ties with the Celestial Foxes. Zivan said they had to succeed. Failure wasn't an option. He said, "Don't reveal his identity." Another man praised Zimming during the operation, calling it excellent, expected from a true Zhu descendant. They'd assist Zimming as Vice City Lord. As the Vice City Lord, the Saintess's fate was in Zimming's hands. Jean woke up. Sissy asked if he felt okay. He stood up, wondering where he was. She said it was Purge Squad headquarters. Things became urgent earlier. She had to bring him there first. John saw Jimbo lying nearby. Sissy said she'd heard. She was responsible for the situation. She was handling it personally. They already knew they were there, so no worries. There was no need to worry. Sissy said John had recovered well, especially since he fought 3 opponents who were over 10 levels above him, and even beat one. She wondered how he did it. She stepped closer, explaining that would normally be instant death. if the level difference was over 5. Sissy introduced XOG, who could charge using solar energy. G treated Chung's injuries. John realized G was new. He decided to keep things low-key. Jung smiled, saying he was lucky he lived. Recalling what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. He admitted owing them his survival. Without their help, he could have died many times. He'd heard Sissy was strict, but she didn't seem to be. She said it was nothing. She wasn't keeping up the illusion anyway. She decided enough chit-chat. Jean's awake, time to move on. Jean regretted what he said. They needed more info. About last night, Manny and Louis were in a room. Louis was asleep. Manny wondered if the paperwork would end. She lowered her head. She requested time off. Louis agreed. Manny asked if she'd been awake. She asked Louis for help. Louis pretended to sleep. Manny shook her, urging her to wake, but Louis didn't. They were playing when Sidu walked in, apologizing for understaffed headquarters, asking them to bear with it. G and John arrived. Manny saw G and jumped up, thrilled. G thought she could lighten the workload. Manny said G always looked out for her. Sidu, however, suggested getting to the point. They've been working under the assumption the Zhu family and celestial foxes formed an alliance against common enemies, but now believed they weren't working together. The Zhu family set up a shielding barrier, interfering with surveillance. They clearly knew about the illusory light, celestial curtain. They hadn't told the celestial foxes, though, meaning they're using the curtain for something. Situ added submission wasn't the Su family way. They weren't strong enough to fight the foxes. It led them to the girl taken from Han Hai, the former mate. Maybe she's the key to beating the foxes. Han Hai's headmaster Ching Swilly had one son, Shen Haoan. Records say he died 14 years ago, unmarried, no kids, without any heirs. That year, Shu Li said he had a granddaughter Junting. The investigation showed Junting had no Pearl City blood ties. She likely came from an outside village. Su Ellen was very protective of her, keeping her away for 14 years. Her citizenship file was completely blank. No record if she was even an awakener or what her ability was. Jung spoke. He knew her, he could analyze her. He said her ability was Sanctus blood. Sud thought about the village and Sanctus. He wondered if she's from the Holy Ancestor village, but dismissed it. Too much of a coincidence. John was still intrigued, wondering about her ability. Scene shifts to the city lord's mansion. Jumping was with the fox leader. She enjoyed a pancake. The place felt cozy. She asked if a lady lived there. She seemed sad. Drenting asked if something bothered her. The lady said no. It was nothing. Drenning knew what would cheer her up. Her grandpa always said, eat something sweet when feeling down. So she suggested tea. The lady got angry, yelled jump to die, then attacked. But Jumping wasn't aware of bad intentions. Jumping offered her a cookie, asked if she wanted one. She hesitated, then took a bite. It was good. Jumping urged another, placing it near her mouth. Eating, she wondered why not die. As Junting kept feeding her, the lady admitted feeling better. Felt guilty for attacking Jumping. Why feel bad for a human? Jumping sipped tea, grimaced, declared awful. The water was terrible. The maker must be an idiot. A lady wondered if she was called an idiot. Jinling said she was upset. She'd make new tea. She told the lady to wait. Jinling made tea. The lady felt uneasy. She felt strangely guilty. She's a celestial fox princess. She couldn't have flaws. It's something about the human. Something felt off about Junting. She questioned who she was. In the Purge squad training room, Sissy told John his nethermost and her water element were similar. He could control and change his mind. There was a key difference. Her water element renewable. She could use it repeatedly. His nethermost was one use only. Jiang hadn't figured out yet how to make solid nethermost intangible again. Sissy continued talking. If his nethermost could change between solid, liquid and gas states like water, it would be super useful. Jiang thought for a second, realizing intangible nethermost had advantages. He didn't need to carry gourds to store it. She got closer, urging him to focus, then told him to fall back. But Jiang used his nethermost, thinking it could cushion the impact. Sissy went flying. She said it was lucky. Jiang turned fear into nethermost, making up for its weakness. Sissy used a blizzard attack, but Jiang dodged everything, saying the attacks were weak. He thought he'd escaped everything. Water trapped his legs. Then his hands, the ice melted to water. He focused on the falling spikes, descending from above. Sissy said if his opponent didn't fear him, his nethermost wouldn't last. Jane said maybe, but a strong attack wins. When it's enough. He formed a dagger above her. Sissy summoned a water prison. Show me your strong attack. She was inside the barrier. John's attack broke through, shocking her. Jean said he won. Sissy said impressive. His nethermost beat her defense, despite level difference. She thought his nether beasts might be from some king-level beast, a mutated beast with special inherited traits. That let the nether beast hit harder than it looked. But Jiang lacked real combat experience. If it was a real fight, he'd be dead. Jiang wondered how dead he would be. Sissy boiled the water, holding him. He felt intense heat, wondering when she could boil water. She explained, understanding his powers was crucial. He should study them more. Water could become ice, hot water or steam. Each form could change the fight. John created a bug with his power, asking if it was like that. Sissy recoiled, fearing the bug. She used a water cannon, pushing it away, demanding it get away from her. Zhang's nethermost refilled quickly. He absorbed the water. Sissy shook him, urging him to spit it out. Her water element was pure and very toxic. Jiang pretended to be unconscious. He said even without poison, choking would kill him. Sissy apologized, but Jiang felt something off. His body felt loose, uncontrollable. His lower body released water, his pants fell off. A water hand emerged from his shirt. He wondered if he'd awaken a new ability. He checked his stats. The level 6 gem unlocked 2 abilities. He understood the pure water body, but he was puzzled by omnivore. Sissy called him, asking if he was okay and melting. John reassured her not to worry. He should change back. It would take time to adjust. He thought, if the nethermost body and pure water body shared similarities, the transformation might work like his nethermost ability. He focused on feeling his body. His body turned liquid, then a strange form. He realized it worked. He returned to normal. Sissy saw he wasn't wearing clothes. She told him to get dressed, confused, wondering what happened. Zhang's pants fell off. He was short. He drank Sissy's water, awakening the pure water body. Sissy wondered about the pure water body, marveling at his fast growth, especially with this new ability. She thought to herself, a power water users could only dream of, but Zhang awakened it effortlessly. Was this being an unlimited level awakener? She turned back to him. He hadn't dressed properly. He asked if she was okay. She nodded. Her device beeped. She looked concerned. A voice said Iron Soul was under attack. Immediate backup was needed. Stacy ordered all nearby units dispatched. She'd follow shortly. John worried G and others were in trouble. We needed to go too. Stacy stopped him. It could be a trap, she cautioned. John said not to worry. With his new water body ability, he could turn into water and escape. She acknowledged his confidence, but reminded him he couldn't win alone yet. She told him to stay close and follow. John agreed and followed her, determined to help the scenes at the blacksmith shop. Sissy, John, and others arrive. They find defeated attackers on the ground. Sissy wonders where the assassins came from. She orders them to form a team, search for survivors, and set up defenses for more assassins. They agree and get to work. John looks for Uncle Lu, Wangji, and Chongden. Injured Kong calls for him. He rushes to her. She points where Lu and Wangji are. She says they're both hurt. Sissy arrives soon after, saying she'll check on Lu and Wangji. She tells John to watch Kong. John tends Kang's injuries. He notices her severed hand. She says it's fine. Losing an arm won't kill her. People arrive at the stretcher. Sissy orders treatment for the injury. John looks at Wangji. Sissy says don't worry. Just flesh wound, she assures him. Wangji's unconscious. She says he'll be fine. Kang's taken for treatment. She tells Xiang Lu and Wang Ji's safety is a relief. She warns Xiang be cautious. Assassins targeted him. Does he have powerful enemies, she wonders. Jiang responds, don't worry about me, focus on recovering. She's taken away. Sissy tells Jiang the city's unsafe. The purge squad would take them to a safe house outside the city for treatment. Jiang felt guilty. Everything happened because of him. He mentioned the beast-taming Zhu family, who'd only visited Pearl City once, was behind the attack and wanted him dead. Stacy stated that someone would investigate. Jiang overheard someone mention energy fluctuations were detected in the area, and many of her kind were slaughtered nearby. Could they be involved? Zhang recognized Shu's voice. His classmate, the Wind, whispered. She was close by. Shu said it's better to waste food than let any threat go unchecked. Suddenly, they were attacked. But John noticed the danger, grabbed Sissy, and jumped to safety. Shu impressed. He sensed her attack. He asked Sissy if she was okay. She said the operation was top secret. How could Shu arrive so fast? John guessed she'd been watching the city. He greeted her when she called his name, saying it had been a while. He tried analyzing her, but Sissy interrupted. She'd hold Shu off. Sissy instantly attacked Shu with a blizzard. Jiang realized he couldn't properly analyze Shu from that distance. Shu unfazed. Thought. Sissy used a lethal move without hesitation. Her identity was exposed. They were behind everything. She opened a portal behind Sissy, attacking her. Sissy raised her shield for protection, but she quickly realized Shu broke her defense. One blow shattered the shield. Shu thought Sissy knew her. Sissy couldn't see her illusions. Sissy reacted to the cold air shifting. Shu taunted, "Let's see her dodge now." Sissy sensed cold air. She realized the attack was everywhere. Zhang yelled, "Move up," and left. Sissy was glad Zhang was there. Without him, she couldn't resist. Zhang kept guiding her, calling directions: 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 9, now 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Sissy dodged precisely as Zhang directed. Siyu was perplexed. She wondered how Zhang knew her attack pattern. Preparing to attack, Zhang focused on dodging everything. She thought as she suspected. He was dodging every attack perfectly. He must see through their illusions. I should have killed him earlier. She mused, let's see how long he lasts. Zhang couldn't dodge and guide Sissy. Simultaneously, he kept moving, calling out 3 circles left, 3 right. Then he neared Sissy, used his powers to create a nether mist barrier. Protecting them both, he turned to Shu. Young smirked, saying she seemed angry. Did she get dumped? Shu smirked. Young hid himself well. They tested his abilities repeatedly. He always slipped through their fingers. No time for escape now. Mockingly, she attacked, saying he could handle 3 tails. She wondered if he could handle 3,000. Sissy quickly put up another barrier over Zhang. Sensing Shu's immense power behind the attack, Zhang watched his nemesis steadily drain his energy. Dropping by 50%, he felt the pressure Shu taunted. Let's see if he lasts a second, considered his win. If he makes it that long, the nemesis was almost gone, reduced to 0 in 0.9 seconds. Zhang thought he gave his all, using 100% of his nethermost at once. Yet it barely slowed Shu. Was this it then? Situ's projection appeared, urging Jiang to listen close. Situ said he can only create this opportunity once. Jiang wondered what Situ's projection meant. Situ's power overwhelmed Shu. She wonders what's happening. Situ asks Zhong to handle it. Zhong agrees, using nether mist full range, then grabs Sissy's hand to flee. Captured, Shu angrily declares, they won't escape her. She doesn't escape, they both get away. She orders every fox to find and capture Zhong. Later, they reach the Purge Squad's safe house outside the city. Their Kinnigs in bed, Zhong's beside her. He's now part of the Purge Squad, she says. Pearl City's fallen to the foxes. Zhang acknowledges they were lying low, but the city's no longer safe. He apologizes, it's his fault. Kanai reassures him. It's just her arm, she's alive. She owes him for saving Lu and the others. He'll reclaim the blacksmith shop. Until then, she must stay hidden outside the city. Sissy reflects on Xiang's growth, especially helping her escape. Kinag tells him Sissy's waiting, urging Zhong. Kinag shouldn't matter. Zhong asks Sissy if she needs anything. She wonders what he called her. Zhong blames Kinag for the mix-up, calling Sissy little girl. Kinag messed up her name. He called her Big Sister Sissy politely, but now it feels strange. After everything they've been through, he's lived 2 lives much older. She says it's just a title. He can call her anything. She asks him to come with her. She says his identity's exposed. He can't return to Pearl City yet. He needs the captain's orders. His intel was valuable. Don't forget the rapist mission. He handled it well. To show thanks, she gave him a liquid, calling it a reward from the Purge Squad. He wondered if it was golden blood. She confirmed it was from Junbo. He needed to draw and store it regularly. The liquid had strong healing powers, used to treat their wounded or extend veterans' lifespans. She said to try it on the training grounds, to see if he could inherit its power. She mentioned one more thing. Golden blood was a bloodline ability. This meant It might pass to his descendants. She wanted him to know, warning him about gold diggers. Jean thought it was just a chance, not guaranteed. Who knew if he'd even have a wife? He was thinking too far ahead. He drank the liquid. He focused on training his nethermost body in pure water, hoping he wouldn't disappoint himself. Sissy asked how it felt. Did he gain any abilities? He felt no noticeable change. Suddenly, he saw red liquid on his hand. He used analysis, wondering if it worked. As he checked his stats, he realized Omnivore was an unlimited level ability. The pure blood body let him sense any target's condition precisely, just by being near them. Sissy asked what's wrong. Noticing his reaction, John saw a scar on her face. She said it was nothing, don't worry. John felt the scar was more than it seemed. Sissy asked if there were other changes. John said, in his new form, he could sense every living creature's life force and could merge with them, healing their wounds, including scars. Sissy asked if Craig's arm could heal. Jiang said with enough blood it's possible. Theoretically possible. He could rebuild a body from skin. The pure water body's for defense and healing. It's for healing others. Sissy said stop waiting, let's help Juan. He agreed. He asked Sissy if they'd talked as friends. Not teammates, but old friends. She agreed. The scene changed to the wilderness. Animals were drinking from a lake. Birds flew away making sounds. Mutated beasts approached the area. Manny was with City. Sheehan looked at records. She wondered if he was looking at Holy Ancestor Village records. She asked why. He said she might not remember. The Zhu family did bad things in power. They were initially considered heroes for helping everyone survive the great winter disaster, leading the family. Shuchong merged with the sun god bird, flying daily, bringing people light and warmth. He did this for 10 years, until he died of exhaustion. Saitu knew after Chang died. He was buried in Sunset Mountain near Pearl City. Survivors honored him, guarding his grave. Centuries later, they married, having children, forming a village called Holy Ancestor Village. Many wonder how this related to the current Holy Ancestor Village. Sidhu explained every 100 years, a saintess appeared in the village. Her bloodline protected the village from beasts. Many were surprised, asking if Junting was the saintess of Holy Ancestor Village. Sidhu said the Sioux families using the saintess to control the Celestial Fox clan. Many wondered why the saintess was at Han High Academy and why the Holy Ancestor Village stayed quiet. While that was happening, Seiju thought it might be intentional. If they say the saintess is held prisoner in the city, the Holy Ancestor Village could attack Pro City. Many asked why they would do that. 150 years ago, Pearl City had a tyrannical ruler to stop the Zhu family's mistakes. The Purge Squad listed her as most wanted. They expelled her from the city. With the City Lord's help, she became the Holy Ancestor Village leader. Maybe she wanted Pearl City back and waited to strike back. The Purge Squad had safe houses outside the city. These safe houses were hidden. Some were built in rocks, others hidden underground, and some even up in the trees. The scene changed to Safe House 3. Sissy heard voices, wondering if they were the Zhu family. She decided to investigate. She found Kai and Wang Ji lying down. Zhong was sitting nearby. Sissy thought if this place was found, everyone would be in danger. She left Zhong in charge, trusting only him to protect them, wondering if she made the right choice. John yelled. He did it holding a lantern. Sissy wondered what worked. Was the lantern dead? He said it was wasteful to throw away, so he tried recharging it. He used Flame Bind Pure Water Body, the Pure Blood Body, and Nethermost Body techniques. He finally got it to light up by adding Nethermost energy. It made the effect stronger. He saw this as a lucky clue. If they hid the safe house with a lantern, they could safely scout. Stizzy went outside with him to look. Zhong saw mutated beasts surrounding them. He wondered if there were too many beasts. When did the Zhu family control so many? Stizzy called headquarters, reporting a situation near Safe House 3. About 10,000 mutated beasts, mostly wolves and big rabbits, headed toward the city. Not very high level. Their numbers were worrisome. John said their fast movement was strange. They weren't going anywhere specific, like they were running from something. Something felt wrong. He pointed it out to Sissy. She was shocked by a distant red light. After contacting headquarters, she confirmed a massive zombie horde was heading toward the city. Around 50,000 zombies estimated. He was shocked by this news. He believed the celestial foxes and Zoo family remnants were still inside the city. With the Purge Squad's manpower shortage, they couldn't fight so many enemies. He wondered about direct intervention, but one option remained. He called Luoy and Ji to prepare activating the Celestial Curtain. Annie wondered if the Celestial Curtain was activated. She asked about Suta's plan. Sutu explained that yesterday, he suppressed Princess Yu to protect John. Her power wasn't fully recovered. They couldn't rely on city guard or investigators. But Pearl City still had many strong fighters. They'd write a message on the Celestial Curtain, warning everyone about zombies. Once all awakened gathered in the city, they would blend in. This way they'd protect Pearl City, avoiding Celestial Fox surveillance. He told them to go. Everyone agreed. Siju said, switch channels. He asked Sissy and Zhang to hold off beasts and zombies outside the city. Buy time for city reinforcements. They agreed at Safe House 5. A man confirmed Sissy's order. Sissy told them to go near Safe House 3 to help Sissy immediately. The man agreed. Another one sent. Let's go now, the three of them. A man and woman left immediately. The first man grinned. Their time to shine had arrived, he said. The scenes at the city lord's mansion. Zheng Ming was walking, thinking the blacksmith shop raid went off without a hitch. He confirmed Princess Yu wasn't at the mansion. They could move to the next step, but the other person apologized, saying they had a problem. A horde of unknown zombies appeared outside the city, spooking the mutated beasts. Now they're all out of control. They didn't know who was responsible. Zimming told them, less talk, more action. Contain the mess immediately. If the plan failed, they were screwed. They were useless, he thought, no other choice. But first find and extract the scientist. When the chance came, he saw city guards approaching from behind and wondered why they were there. Zimi said to check who arrived and asked Captain Qin why he's honored by his presence. Adding the city lord wasn't back, but he'd relay urgent matters. The guards ignored him and moved on. Zimming wondered if they suspected something. As they opened the gate to proceed, he saw many couples dancing. Chunning said more friends joined to play. Catherine Liu had a drink, wondering how he got there. Shu told them. Then he learned he had to get Jean. Hentang said Liu was clueless. Liu wondered if she summoned him, feeling like he was near his king. He spat his drink. Hentang cleaned it. Her grandpa always said never waste anything. Leo kneeled before her. He called her Lady Sanctus. She wondered why. She considered everyone her friend. Then she took him dancing. Seeming arrived and watched. Sanctus only influenced mutated beasts, he thought. He wondered if Lin was a celestial fox too. That fox hid something important from him. She didn't fully trust him. Apparently, no living humans remained in the city guard. Everyone, there was a celestial fox. But Junting controlled them all. She didn't know it. If he could persuade her, the plan could proceed. He asked Junting if she was having fun. She was looking for new friends, she said. Shu threw a big party for her unexpectedly. Shu hadn't returned yet. Shimin said Shu might have something else to do. He thought Junting was silly. She called all those so-called friends. He took her hand. He knew a more fun place. Want to come play, he asked. She pulled away, refusing. She wasn't done playing. She didn't know him. How'd he know her name? Everyone stopped staring at Zimming. Scene shifts near Safe House 3. Sissy used her water power. John used Nethermost, stopping zombies. He herded them all. Freeze them, he asked. She agreed, freezing them. They broke free, still running. Not enough, too many, she said. John would hold them off. He activated the Nethermost, thinking his beasts gave him tons of fear. Now he could use Nethermost freely. He kept using it for full potential. At maximum, he became a dragon. He had to wait for reinforcements. His nemesis fluctuated, decreasing, increasing while escaping. He saw endless nemesis, energy and experience while killing. He was gaining experience. A few hundred more could boost him, boost stats, or even level up. A beast called to the others, urging them to scatter, avoid the dragon. They complied. John said they're smart. He thought the beasts just wanted to escape, with no intention to fight. Sissy was killing beasts too. Beasts talked about no dragon ahead. Stissy attacked them. She'd handle the stragglers. Beasts kept attacking. John appreciated Stissy for that. He wished for a tracking system to count his kills. Stissy told him focus, another wave approach. They kept coming. He and Stissy battled the beasts. Ice, fire, rock attacks hit John. He wondered what happened. Zombies surprised him attacking. This attack useless in this world. He analyzed them. They were from Honi Ancestor Village. Zombies swarmed him trying to bite. He thought he must inform headquarters ASAP. He threw them all off. Zombies felt no fear at that rate. He'd run out of Nephrimist. Stizzy told Xiang to stay away. Hearing a warning, he tried a new move. He grabbed axes and flew up. He apologized for toasting his captives. He used them as zombie fireballs. It was perfect, he thought. Nami's stats were double other awakeners. Meanwhile, Sissy fought with her sword. Blade whips killed zombies. Zombies with equipment attacked her. But John arrived with heaven-crushing, earth-shattering, and invisible kick. Sissy wondered what he said. He said it was nothing. Then he flew upwards. First wave of Pete's with zombies down. Around 1,000 total. Second wave in about half an hour. He returned to human form, wondering how zombies used abilities. She said they were likely awake and alive, and guessed the Zoo family was responsible. John denied it again, saying he used analysis on them. They were from Holy Ancestor Village. Situ was listening. Agreed, Zoo family was ruthless. They saw beast taming as worship. Wouldn't use something so twisted as controlling zombies, their intelligence suggested. Holy Ancestor Village was likely connected. John's analysis confirmed it. Sissy was surprised, basically saying both parties were responsible. She noticed strange gas, told Zhong hold his breath, explaining the gas was toxic. Zhong considered holding his breath, wondered where he'd smelled it. He recalled rotten eggs, hydrogen sulfide. He recalled a huge hydrogen sulfide fire during a past rescue mission. If the gas had hydrogen sulfide, it'd be flammable, he warned Sissy. Careful, it might explode. She wondered about his plan. No time to explain, he said. Let him do it, she agreed. He used flame binding, creating a huge blast. She was behind a barrier. Zhong's fire reserves increased. As he did this, he said the second zombie wave was there. Didn't he say they had half an hour, she asked. They saw something. John wondered what. He analyzed it. It was an old man who said they neutralized his zombie poison. Those youngsters had potential. John felt strange. He'd analyzed their captain earlier. Like with Shu, he couldn't analyze this man. Was his analysis ability too low to analyze strong targets from far away? If that was the case, he told the system to analyze all visible zombies. He instantly analyzed them all. He'd analyzed 16,888 times, upgrading his analysis skill. Finally, he could analyze the old man. The man's name was Zhu Xiaoming. Xiaoming thought he'd love to handle this himself, but he had more important things to do. He ordered a green beast to bring them. Dead or alive, Zhong told Zizi the analysis show. The man was level 39. He asked her about Fallen. She was surprised by his level and explained awakened abilities change depending on how they're used. They evolve into their best form, but weak mental energy could be consumed by their power, becoming slaves to abilities. These were the Fallen ones, most of them incredibly powerful. Zhang saw them coming. Sissy said trouble. They kept battling the Fallen ones. Sissy contacted headquarters. A Fallen awakened on a giant zombie. She couldn't stop him. He led a massive zombie horde toward the northern city. Level 39, a major threat. John analyzed the green zombie. He wondered if he could control it. He used chains to capture it, but the zombie broke free from the chains. John staggered back. The zombie was on another level compared to the earlier ones. They heard a loud sound from Pearl City. John wondered if enemies reached the gate. The scene shifted to the north gate. Beasts approached, guards battled them. A man punched a zombie, introduced himself, Fong Lak, master of Beast King Martial Arts School. He stood there with more people, declaring no zombie would pass. Others rushed to attack zombies. Another man shouted, let's do it. They can't let monsters get closer. Laishan looked elsewhere as everyone battled. A zombie approached to strike him. He blocked it, told others hold ground, and noticed the zombies. Movements were different. It wasn't acting like the rest. He kept battling the zombie, then swiftly. Lake Xian unleashed Beast King Fist. Ape King style, he wondered about the zombie, intrigued by its strange abilities. The zombie attacked. Lake Xian dodged and used Toddy's cauldron lift. The zombie flew in the air. He punched it into the ground. Lazian used hyper regeneration. The zombie lay still. Lazian wondered how the zombie felt and why it looked familiar. He saw his senior's token, Lin Benchi's. The zombie used Beast King Fist technique and had Benchi's token. Was this Benchi? missing for 30 years. The zombie attacked with rage. Laishan remembered. Binshur investigated missing awakeners. Laishan saw something strange. He never imagined Binshur becoming a zombie, suffering such a terrible fate. The zombie said only Laishan could stop him. Laishan wondered if it was really Banshee, or if Banshee was truly gone. Other men fought zombies using Ape King style, flowing freely unconstrained by any form. One man told the boy, "The master never had high hopes. He's clearly improving so fast. Let's practice more. Once he learns everything, it'll wipe that smug look off the old man." Banshee punched Laishan. He stopped at wondering why Banshee was so weak. Laishan was moved to tears fighting Banshee. He pushed Banshee back. "Don't disgrace Beast King, or Banshee's name." Ladio swore whoever did this would pay. Consumed by rage, his anger burned like fire. He ordered his men to retreat, warning them about potential crossfire. He rushed forward incredibly fast, delivering many punches. His final blow sent Binshur crashing down, declaring Lake Shin had grown stronger. Binshur died. Lake Shin wished him peace. Shang said it was hard to believe. His masterpiece defeated like that. But it didn't matter. Lake Shin would be a fine replacement. Lake Shin wondered who did this to Binshur, and if they turned him to a zombie. Shang agreed, asking Lake Shin's objections, questioning if insects like him could stand against his army. Scene shifts to the Holy Ancestor Village, where a cult leader stood. When the men arrived, one bowed to the leader, reporting everyone present. The cult leader told them to listen closely. Their mission was helping the low-level zombie horde cause chaos in the city. Along the way, they could get supplies and spread teachings. Once the Zayashi brothers got the Saintus, they had to retreat immediately. They all agreed and left except one boy. He asked about the king level mutated beast in the city. He wondered if it would mess up their plan. He questioned why retreat after getting the Saintus, since they declared war. The cult leader thought about it. Was he talking about the old fox, who just woke up and was waiting for Shob to show up? The boy, worried the army might be in danger attacking now. The leader reassured him, explaining the Saintus wasn't fully awake. She was still a force to reckon with. Even a king-level beast couldn't undo her influence. Celestial foxes won't do anything until she's gone. And Tinsley's Pearl City, that fox was their biggest threat, which was Shob and his squad. She had an insider open the gates to create chaos in the city. They'd use the Sintis as a reason for war and let zombies enter the city to deal with the invasion. The squad would use the pearls. They'd have to activate the Sun and Moon Pearl. Once Shobai uses the pearls to clean up the city of beasts and zombies, Situ and the squad will expose themselves. Why retreat without the Saintus restraining the foxes? With the Purge squad out in the open, they'll wait for the foxes and Purge squad to tire each other out, making attacking Pearl City easier. The boy asked based on their spies' intel. The Zhu family also wanted the Saintus' power. What if they interfered with the operation? She replied she already sensed them. The Saintus was still disoriented. Lost in her mind, the Zhu family had no chance of manipulating her. She sent the Yashiki brothers to get the Saintus, because they had the saint's blood, allowing direct telepathy with the Saintus. It seemed the Sioux family's higher-ups were distancing themselves, likely covering their tracks. If those Sioux family members in the city try to take the Saintus, they wouldn't be a match for the Shasher brothers. He agreed to her plan. She told him to follow. They had to leave too. He did the scene change to Sissy, fighting zombies with John. John said there were too many. It would never end like this. A zombie crossed him. He jumped to attack Sissy. John warned her. She barely blocked the attack with her sword. The zombie's force knocked her back. The zombie attacked her again. Jen tried helping, but zombies grabbed him. His enemy was low too. The zombie was going to strike. A shield protected Sissy. An armored man stepped in, said his grandma's shield wasn't for show. She wondered if he would show him. Multiple attacks came from behind, hitting the zombies. Zhang wondered if it was the Phantom Sword, and if reinforcements arrived. Chun Suji appeared, kicking zombies away, apologizing for being late. She then attacked the zombie, threatening Sissy, forcing it back. Chim Ming arrived next, asking Sissy if her swordsmanship was rusty. Sissy told him to shut up. Chun attacked, warning them to stay focused. But the attack was ineffective. Jung stepped in, saying physical attacks were ineffective. He might know how to defeat it. He asked Meng to distract the zombie. Chen agreed to battle the zombie. John moved behind the monster, thinking the fallen guy controlled the zombies with toxins, and that toxin was flammable. He made a hammer with nether mist, told the zombie to use scarlet serpent scale. John thought igniting the zombie's toxin would break its control. He placed the scale inside and prepared. Time for the fun part. He used flame bind on the zombie. The strike made the zombie fall. She stood close, saying they finally handled the tough guys. John disagreed, saying the real tough ones reached Pearl City. Wounded remained at Safe House 3. John hid their presence with an item. Unsure how long it'd last, Ming said City briefed them. They would help the wounded. They saw Xiang's capabilities. He told Zhang to go help the city and care for the wounded. Zhang nodded, leaving the wounded with Ming. Zhang rushed toward the city. Ming saw Sissy. He told her to go back to the city. They had enough people there. Sissy agreed and asked Zhang to wait. They headed toward the city together. The scene shifted to Pearl City's north gate. Latayon and others fought zombies. Latayon was still enraged, calling the zombies pathetic. Baidu killed zombies. The Grandmaster was recovering. He told others to cover him. They heard someone say retreat. Lianshan attacked a zombie. He asked Xian if that was all. He told him to come forward, show him his other tricks. Chong said that originally, the toxin was most effective for zombies. He wondered why he kept encountering fire awakeners. They all underestimated him. Lianshan charged at him, yelling Shang would pay for what he did to Ben Shur. Furious, he yelled it wasn't over. One powerful move made Xian fall from the zombie. Using a huge blast, Lianshan declared taking out the leader would make the zombies fall. He looked at the remaining zombies, shocked to see them moving. To his disbelief, Xiang was alive, attacking with zombie toxin and mocking him, asking if Lianshan thought he could kill him. Shang jumped back. Lianshan wondered if he'd revive. He wondered what Shang did. Shang realized Lianshan had noticed that he injected zombie toxin directly into Lianshan's system. Once spread, Lianshan would become a zombie. Lianshan, enraged, grew even angrier. Shang asked if he's burning the toxin. By self-ignition, he warned Lianshan not to bother. Burnable toxin is the most basic kind. Shang's zombie-controlled toxin isn't just one type. The other man called out to Lianshan, telling him nearby powerful zombies have multiple toxins. As long as the toxin remains, they won't die. Lianshan said not to worry about him. Scene shifts near Safe House number 3. The green zombie got up. Ming said, let's see how long defiance lasts. Lian surrounded by zombies at the north gate. He's attacked, he'll make them pay. Xian Kamenteeth. Lake Xian doesn't understand the situation. He misses his senior brother. Why not join them? Sean's battling, he must end it fast. He punched the giant zombie, making it fall. He saw the toxins spreading fast in his hand. 2 more zombies attacked him. He thought it wasn't enough. Not enough energy for the Crimson Emperor's final form. The undying body wasn't enough energy. He'd turn into a zombie if it kept spreading. Losing here meant the northern gate falling. He wondered if Pearl City would end. John and Sissy arrived, attacking zombies together. Sissy said intel showed the barrier team and the Beast King Grandmaster were in trouble. She asked John to rescue them. John agreed. Lianshan wondered who they were. Sissy told Lianshan to wait, then attacked nearby zombies. With her opening, Lianshan attacked with Beast King fist adamant body. Zombies sent flying into the sky. Lianshan told John to go back. It was dangerous there. John said not to worry. He came prepared. Let him heal first. Lianshan was about to mention his wounds. Jiang used the pure blood body. Lianshan, once Jiang said not to worry. This was his healing method. Laoshan said the method was weird. Healed external wounds and restored stamina. He said Xiang had special skills. Xiang couldn't fully neutralize the toxin, but stopped it spreading. Lianshan said suppressing the toxin was enough. Asked Xiang to buy him time. He'd handle the abomination. Xiang analyzed Lianshan, got his stats. He wondered how he spoke so casually while fighting the fallen one. Better assess the Grandmaster's strength. If that were the case. Shang asked Lecithin to submit, become a zombie. Lecithin refused, overloaded his heat, raising his body's temperature. He rushed toward Xiang, landed a powerful punch. Xiang said he analyzed Xiang, found his life force linked to bear zombies. Killing Xiang meant killing the zombies. They'd have to kill zombies too. Xiang smirked. They couldn't kill him. Suddenly, all zombies attacked Lianshan. Lianshan increased his head pressure and attacked the zombies. He realized the pressure was sufficient. Then, asked Xiang how to quickly raise body temperature. Xiang said his flames wouldn't reach Lei Shan, so he wasn't sure. Zhan gestured approaching Latayon. Offering pills, he said they might help. Latayon wondered why Zhan hadn't used those pills earlier. Zhan replied Latayon hadn't asked. Latayon took the pills Zhan thought. This was a real fire devourer. Suddenly Lei Shan's temperature, which was 4,000 degrees Celsius, normalized blue rays emanated from it. Sissy watched in awe, wondering what's happened. Their remark, he never thought he'd see that form again. In his lifetime, Lei Shan said the battle's about to end. His temperature reached 6,000 degrees Celsius. He had a domineering form. Zhan was surprised. He thought even the fire devourer couldn't devour that flame. Lei Shan told Zhang this was his final form. This put a lot of strain on his body. He needed Zhang to continue healing. Zhang agreed. Lei Shan told his people to retreat and avoid any crossfire. People retreated into the city. Shang wondered how this was possible. The toxin in Lei Shan's body was gone. He ordered his zombies to attack Lei Shan. Lei Shan used the Beast King's technique, primordial chaos unification, and blew all the zombies away, turning them to ash instantly. All 20,000 zombies were reduced to ashes. He was shocked by the power. He thought of everyone he knew. Lei Shan deserved to be top 3. A man arrived with bad news. The other martial arts schools betrayed them. The West and East gates have fallen. Lei Shan was shocked hearing this. Lei Shan laughed, saying Pearl City fell. No point wasting time with Lei Shan. Even winning now, he'd leave a spot for Lei Shan, hoping Lei Shan would remain mighty. Lei Shan responded then, saying next time he'd kill Shan. Shan could handle it. Told others to return, help others. He told Zhang the zombie toxin's gone. Zhang should return too. Mutated beasts caused panic in the city. Humans fled in fear. Zivan watched the city's destruction. They could scream all they want. It's what Pearl City should expect. Without Trinia's family, 2 men approached him. He asked about the plan's progress. One man reported 8,000 mutated beasts entered the city, now under their control. Siving nodded in approval. Told them to attack the city lord's mansion soon. The man hesitated, asked if Siving was serious, considering Junting was still there. He said the beasts would be affected by the goddess blood. Once they got near her, the other man agreed, saying even the celestial fox was his servant. So how could they beat her? Zhongyan said they didn't understand. Junting wasn't fully awake. Her mind was like a newborn's. She was unconsciously controlling all the beasts around. If too many beasts got close, her ability would overload, spiraling out of control. The mansion would be chaos. They'd have their chance to take her. Junting was in Shu's control. She called him witty, asking him to stop licking her. It tickled. She rubbed her eyes and looked around, wondering where everyone went. She saw them as witties. She told Shu he looked weird, and asked who the beast was. She called them cute. Ziming and 2 men watched. Ziming said it was expected given their numbers. Junting wondered why so many witties outside. She grew frustrated, grabbed a beast's head and fell, yelling for them to stop coming. Her scream was loud, piercing. A girl ran from a beast, wondering where her mom was. The beast was about to attack. John and Sissy arrived. John grabbed it, telling her they were on time. He attacked the beast with fire, wondering why it couldn't stay still. The girl's mom arrived, asking if she was okay, and she recognized Zhang and Sissy. Stizzy urged them to leave quickly. John said the populated areas were ahead. They couldn't let the beasts advance further. Sissy contacted someone, ordering a defensive perimeter immediately. Right now, she then asked to ensure civilian safety. More beasts surrounded Sissy and John. She said fighting so many was difficult, without damaging buildings. John suggested they hold them off to buy time for evacuation. She suddenly agreed. Beasts howled. John wondered what happened. Someone contacted Sissy, reporting mutated beasts stopped moving. Sissy was confused, asking what's happening. Junting glowed, rising skyward. Jiming watched from afar, wondering what happened, then realized something. Junting released a powerful force, causing enemies to lose control of all cities' mutated beasts. Ziming wondered if Junting's blood goddess awakened. He thought about all the bad luck. 1% chance she hit jackpot. Junting flew by, saying many witties. Ziming and 2 men rushed toward her, saying they'll catch up. Suddenly, he felt pressure only a king-level beast could cause. He wondered if King Yu awakened. He wondered if Junting caused Yu's awakening. A man asked Zimming why he's standing there. Another man asks what's up. Zimming wants to contact others in Pearl City. To catch Jumping, he has other things to do. The man agrees, and he leaves. Seeming thinks the King's awakening means Celestial Fox has a king-level fighter. Revealing himself is suicide. It's best to wait and watch. The scene's at a gate. A man tells others to form groups of 3 and kill the remaining zombies. He sees Latayon asks about his health. Lake Shin says he's fine. Xiang healed him. Just a little energy lost. He'll be fine after resting. The man punches the wall angry at the dogs, calling them worse than animals. Latayon says right now, their priority is killing the zombies. At the south gate, then back to the city for support. He asks the man for a situation update. They see a boy telling another boy. Awakeners are approaching from the north. The other wonders if they're reinforcements. Some men arrive, yelling, "Don't let anyone enter the city." The boy wonders if they're from Blazing Sun Martial School. The other boy says it's trouble. They're coming. Lei Shin yells to Wu Ruo, angrily asking if he dares show his face. He orders his men to prepare to fight. The man beside Lien says Blazing Sun School abandoned the West Gate, letting Pearl City fall without a thought. The 2 boys run to Lien. Lien asks Rue why he betrayed Pearl City. Rue asks if Lien considered a different life. Lien wonders what life Rue means. Rue tells him to look around the city. The city glows with 1,000 lights, dazzling yet delicate. Every year, 100 die from mutated beast attacks. They're stuck depending on that small land. He asks Lei San if she's ever wondered if they could push humanity to produce a king. What kind of world would it be then? He says if a king was born in the Holy Ancestor Village, Pearl City would be safe. But even the farthest corners of the world would be free from mutated beast threats. Lesan mentions the student who promoted the human king supremacy theory in school. Must have been Rio. Rio says it's a shame Lesan expelled that boy. He could have been one of them. Lesan wonders if being one of them means sacrificing the city. Royo tells him to relax and explains they came to take someone from the Holy Ancestor Village, the one responsible for producing a king. They don't plan on destroying the city. If Laotian's not in their way, Royo promises no one will be harmed. Laotian wonders what happens if he refuses. Roya attacks, saying they'll fight it out. The scene's in the city's north. A wooded area Gentung flew through. Other beasts howling around. Zhang and Sissy hide watching. Zhang wonders if that girl's Junting. If mutated beasts stopped cause of her. He tries analyzing her. She keeps talking about cute animals. Zhang seats her stacks. Wonders if she's becoming fallen. Sissy wonders how they hide as someone comes. A man wonders if they should go back. The other asks what nonsense he's saying. Their mission's bringing the girl to the Zhu family. The first one says they saw it themselves. Zombies overran the city. Junting controls the mutated beasts. They lost contact with the others. They can't complete the mission alone. The second one tells him to shut up. They've come too far to quit. Even if they die, someone says just look. The Zhu family, always hiding in shadows, has come. He never thought they'd find one so brave. The man wonders who it is. 2 other men arrive saying, these 2 Zhu family members have more guts than others. They considered turning them into zombie servants. These new arrivals have beasts. Zhang analyzes them. He tells Sissy they're from Holy Ancestor Village, with powers like Juntings. Sissy suggests they could be leaders. They should capture them alive for intel. First, Zhu family boy wonders how long who planned the zombie thing. He asks what the outside zombies are doing, which faction they belong to, why they're ruining the Zhu family's plan. He says don't waste time, get over it. They rush to attack. Long and who but Ace senses something's off. Who says it's pathetic they only talk, not fight. He thought they'd be stronger. The boys wonder if they're paralyzed. Long says don't waste energy. The more they struggle, the faster they die. He releases his beasts, and poison gas is released. Each beast targets a boy, but they fight back. Long says the boy's good. He won't last long, though. He suggests they become zombies willingly. The captured boy counterattacks with his power. Someone tells Long to look out. The attack killed both beasts. Someone says it was close. It's good the beasts were in the way. Jumping arrives. Fleeing, he wonders what happened to them. She approaches, surrounded by green light. Someone calls her the Saintess, asking how she got there. She'll heal the boys, don't worry. Long and someone bow to greet her. They came to escort her. There's something dirty inside him. She offers to clean it. He can't use his power. What's wrong? They were told the saintess hadn't awakened. So how could she be awake? She does this, they tell her to stop, explaining that taking saint's blood from mutated beasts will cause a backlash. Then the beasts are healed. She hugs the tiger, asking if it disliked being there. She tells them to follow, suggesting they join other witties elsewhere. As they start leaving, Who says bloodline suppression means the saintess has mastered goddess blood? Long replies if that's true. They can't guide her back to Holy Ancestor Village using the bloodline connection. Her mind's gone. Now, they get up. Long says there's no choice. They must recruit their leader, make a new plan. Sissy wonders who leads Holy Ancestor Village. John asks if she's in Pearl City. Sissy seems concerned. Explains Holy Ancestor Village leader was Lei Aksu. She was Pearl City's second city lord and Purge Squad's most wanted criminal. Sissy says Lei Aksu killed her master and gave her the facial scar. Oxy was dangerous, strong enough to fight their captain. They needed to confirm the monster's location in Pearl City. They can't control Junting, but they can take those too. John says Junting and the beasts are far away. It's their chance. Sissy suggests capturing them alive. She attacks with water powers. Long senses the attack, pushes Who to dodge. Someone else is hiding. Sissy tells them not to move. Who's worried? Long takes the attack. John captures Who, wondering about another poisonous frog. His brother will suffer for this. Sissy points her sword at Long, asking his purpose in Pearl City, and if Aksu was there too. Long refuses to answer, so Sissy slashes him. John threatens him, saying he can stay silent, but she'll keep carving him up. He'll handle the healing, ensuring he doesn't die easily. Long calls the monsters. While Long's healing, Sissy keeps attacking, making him feel the pain. Sissy contacts headquarters, telling them she and Zhang captured 2 Holy Ancestor Village members. According to their info, the village wanted to take Junting, who awakened the goddess bloodline. She adds Aksu's in Pearl City. Manny's shocked by this. Seju tells him he understands. He asks Manny to watch them. If anything worse happened, he'd handle it himself. He asked Manny to prepare the teleportation. Manny asked if he'd activate the Sun and Moon Pearl. Sato explained the pearl was hidden in the city square. Once activated, he'd be exposed. The Celestial Fox King hadn't shown himself. Revealing his identity was too dangerous. Serju continued saying, the plan was to lure the Celestial Fox King. Their squad would hold him off. That way, he could activate the pearl without interference. But with Aksu involved, things were uncertain. He'd have to gamble, activate the pearl before they reached him. It was the only way to save the city. They couldn't wait. He stepped into the teleportation array. The scenes at Memorial Monument Square, along with some squad members arriving. He said Pearl City was in chaos, and people's hearts changed, forming a huge, overwhelming force. He could stop his zoo family and the beasts. But how could anyone stand against the overwhelming human heart? Aksu arrived and asked, were they betting everything on the Sun and Moon Pearl? Many wonder how Aksu got there. She sensed Aksu's presence. Siga said no plan survives the enemy. Many suggested staying on guard. They had company. Aksu told them to give up. It's a failure. The moment they entered the square, driven by desperation to end the plague, victory was hers. Sega wondered why she obsessed with winning. As she considered the human king's path differs from natural order, she forcefully rewrote world rules. Her interference would soon attract king-level mutated beasts globally. He wondered what had happened if she failed. To reach king level, what about humanity? She was confident she wouldn't fail. Siger's eyes turned red with anger, saying she already had it when she attacked an innocent, when she allied with Sien, and decided ends justified means. This was her true loss. She walked lies, not the king's oath, not the oath of a king. She said ancients said for greatness, countless bones must be piled. She walked the king's path. Did Sidhu expect less than bloodshed? The path of lies, the king's path. She said finally, history remembers only the winners. Sidhu said she's becoming delusional. Her actions would kill more people, dragging humanity to a point of no return. She had a zombie horde. Aksu never expected to discuss this with him. That's why she brought friends. She thought activating the Sun and Moon Pearl would attract the Celestial Fox King. Aksu couldn't let that happen. Not until she had the sync test. Then they'd use the king against Sheba. Nobody would activate the Sun and Moon Pearl. Shanghai arrived. He was shocked he's Pearl City's lord. How could this be? Shanghai explained celestial foxes were powerful. Axiu was right. Humanity needed a king to unite them, instead of being a scattered mess. Sidi said Axiu was no leader and wouldn't succeed. Shanghai said Axiu had a better idea. Something needed done, whether the outcome was good or bad. Steed was too cautious. Shanghai knew he couldn't convince him. He told Steed he must die. The zombie and purge squad battle began. Steed said the battle would decide Pearl City's future. The scene changed to the southern residential park. In the city's woods, Jumping walked with the beast. He wondered what scared the others. John and Sissy felt energy changing. Jumping and the beast went to investigate the source. Zhang said they were attracted too. Sissy said it was Situ making his move. They rushed forward. Sissy said they needed to reach Situ fast. Zhang wondered about the two boys. Sissy replied she'd told the division to take them. The Purge squad fought zombies. Oxy was with City when City attacked. She dodged calling a failure. Asked if that was all he had. City said holding back was enough. Akashi was briefly captured. Situ was trying to trap her, to buy time to charge the pearls. She told Shanghai to destroy the pearls. Shanghai agreed. As he went to attack Situ, Manny and the others stepped in. Manny said they wouldn't let him pass. Shanghai wouldn't get through. Shanghai threatened them all, but the three fell back. Zhang and Sissy arrived, telling them not to celebrate yet. Sissy checked on Manny. Manny agreed, asked her to help stop interference with the captain. Sazizi noticed Oxy and the Sintas arriving. Oxy saw Junting, wondered if the Zoe brothers failed. Noted the energy was very unstable. Wondered if the blood goddess fully awakened. Entering metamorphosis, Junting approached the lightning sphere. Wondered if it made them feel threatened. Felt strangely familiar. He touched it, it glowed brighter. Caused trouble for everyone. Oxy seemed worried. Questioned the huge energy fluctuation. Psyche grew concerned. Realized Junting absorbed sun and moon energy. Pearl thrashed as Junting absorbed energy. Jung checked on Sissy. Junting felt like her mother called her. Way outside the city. Oxu thought it was good. That sun and moon energy. Pearl triggered Jutting's transformation early. Jutting went outside the city early, telling the beasts to follow. Akashi thought Jutting must sense the holy ancestor village call. After transforming, she'd return to the village herself perfectly. No need to intervene. Aksu told Shanghai to keep the plan secret. She'd hidden the sentence in the city for over a decade. Time to tell their people to bring the Saintus back. Her power would make Aksu king. Aksu thought the foxes knew, especially without Jinting controlling them. They must have noticed the Monument Square commotion. The mess kept Sita busy. Everything's going as planned. Aksu had to leave before King Yes arrived. She told Situ. He went through trouble charging the sun and moon pearl just to heal her. Transforming the Sanctus into a goddess required a complex ceremony in the holy ancestor village. But now it was her destiny. Stizzy attacked. Aksu wasn't going anywhere. She'd kill her, avenging her master. Aksu wondered if Sissy was serious. Warned her not to overestimate herself. She attacked. Sissy fell back. Jung caught Sissy. Aksu prepared to leave. Said goodbye to Situ. Until next time. Liwei wondered why they weren't chasing Aksu. Situ said they had to resolve the city's crisis. Many checked on Sissy and John. John said they only had scratches. Sissy said she was still weak. They heard a sound. Many wondered why it continued. When Junting and Oxley had already cleared all the zombies and mutated beasts, where was the sound coming from? Siku said it's the Celestial Fox King. Siku told Manning to open the portal. Manning saw people approaching. She drew her cards, but realized they were celestial foxes. Lua Fox ordered them to drop weapons or die. Situ and others prepared to fight. Stisai said it was good they reviewed the celestial fox information. At headquarters, John wondered what was coming. Was it the celestial foxes? He told everyone watch for invisible attacks. Sitter said no need to worry. Used brainwave resonance. He'd hold them off. The foxes were clearly hurt by the residents. Situ ordered the squad to evacuate Pearl City. As she started to speak, Situ interrupted him, saying it was an order. John wondered why Jemting hadn't taken the foxes. Sissy explained. The Fox King probably activated a barrier. She urged everyone to leave immediately. Sissy appreciated their understanding. The king was too powerful to fight. Staying would only cause more deaths. The others left through the portal. Despite Situ hurting the foxes, The king hadn't appeared. Situ wanted to see the king's power. A fox appeared and said, "You're the strongest human, but you're not strong enough to challenge him. You're not ready to face him." Situ analyzed the fox and understood inversion, but wondered what it meant. Only one way to find out if he's strong enough. He decided to hit the fox with his strongest attack. He used Vast and Melt Down on the fox to superheat its insides until molten, then use a vacuum to blow it open. The fox said the attack was powerful, but useless against him. Sega wondered if that's cognitive distortion, but he thought it wasn't. He'd blocked his senses before the fight started, and it wasn't a clone. Clones disappear when attacked. Like his own, how's the fox unharmed? His attack could blow up a mountain. The fox said don't think. He could fool him with clone tricks. Just as Sidhu's caught by the fox, he realized it was the inversion principle's other ability. It wasn't distorting his senses like cognitive distortion. It warped reality's laws like temperature, gravity, physics. Natural principles don't apply to it. The fox tightened its grip on Sidhu. Cedric freed himself slightly after a moment. He remarked it was too bad. The fox's ability only manipulated principles affecting itself. Didn't work on him. He hadn't used lightning. The fox wondered if that was the special barrier, but then he realized it was a temporal one. Sidhu told the fox let him give frozen time. The fox wonders if trapping him in space means anything. Once Sidhu's dead, that little spell will disappear with him. After capturing the fox, Sidhu shrinks it, surprising him. He calls Sidhu interesting. He thinks time bounds a space. Sidhu can reset it endlessly. The fox is trapped in a loop. He can invert principles like time. He won't be time reset. Sidhu won't remember anything. On the other hand, the fox from killing him repeatedly exhausts the fox or annoys him to death. Sidhu recovers wearing the fox down. Siga's wounds heal every reset. Humans are terrifying. Those rumors aren't so far-fetched. Eating humans gives beast potential. Mutated beasts might gain human potential. Troops suppressed Pearl City chaos, minimizing human casualties. They need humans for reproduction and to provide more sustenance. The scene shifts south of the city. Lakeesian's teams battling Royos. Lin Kadi steps between them, taking both their attacks. Lakeesian wonders what he's doing. Kadi thinks fighting's foolish. Humans are so short-sighted. Kadi points at Royo, calling him a traitor. He orders everyone to stop fighting. Royo thinks the city gods arrived. There's no turning back. No going back now. He wonders about the end. He attacks wondering why Kadi's alive. Kadi grabs his head, feeling a grip. Kadi tries killing Royo. Lakeesian wonders about Kadi's power. Katie said the city guard was assigned to protect the city lord for a few days. But now look at this mess. He ordered everyone to drop their weapons, calling it an order. Disobedience would have consequences. He told Lien to come with him. He needed an explanation of what happened. Lakeesian agreed. At Safe House, 8 Manuel and her team rested, with a few other squad members. Young told Sissy to pull herself together. Manny wondered why her power was fading. Ming felt his stamina draining quickly. He was more exhausted than ever. Shu felt his body weakening. Sissy had a bad feeling. Zhang asked what. She tried contacting Sidhu for a response, but he didn't reply. Zhang asked what happened. Suddenly, the man explained Sidhu used a blessing on everyone. The blessing was rare in the Purge squad, a national-level ability. It allowed giving a specific attribute to others, lasting semi-permanently unless the holder died. The power would stay with the recipient for life. King's blessing reduced stamina. Sue's reduced fatigue. Shu's lessened body weight. Sissy's lessened mental energy use. Now everyone's blessings disappeared. The captain might be dead. Zhong wondered about Sakuba being gone. The bracelet in John's hand showed he'd been gone a while. They worried and Sissy asked if Sid was okay. Sidhu's projection appeared. He denied it's saying in about a year. He might be out of energy and killed by the celestial fox. Jiang asked if Sidhu was using the bracelet. Sidhu clarified things. It was his contingency plan. If he died physically but not completely, his consciousness would become virtual and go into the bracelet. They're seeing a virtual personality. Not the real Sidhu. Sigurd asked how to save him. John thought if he was saying the bracelet held wasn't the real Sidhu, just an AI with some memories. Siga told them not to worry. It was all part of his plan. He sensed death coming in Pearl City, but even facing death, he found hope. The Celestial Fox King's trapped in a time loop. He could only escape. if Siju's energy depleted, or if he was released. The Fox King stuck at Memorial Square, killing Situ repeatedly, trying to deplete his energy. This meant for the next year, the Fox King couldn't move elsewhere. Their chance to defeat the Celestial Fox, seizing the opportunity or not, depended on John's limitless potential. They all looked at Zhang. Ming told Sutu he didn't know the plan. Zhang might be mistaken. The man said Zhang's potential undeniable, but he was a low-ranking awakener. Sissy trusted Situ's decision. She asked what to do next. Situ told them not to be tense. This was nothing compared to before. He reminded them of the beast fight, taming Ju family awakeners. That was real despair. Ju family had resources. Their vault had 5 treasures, same caliber as the sun and moon. Pearl alone Purge squad had nothing. The gap between them and the enemy wasn't huge. They were like a weapon, able to kill a king-level mutant beast. Ming wondered if such a weapon existed. Could it kill a king-level beast? Situ agreed. Only unlimited level awakeners could enter, where it was kept. One shot, one entrance in their lifetime. Situ found the arrow there. That arrow changed the war. Now it's Young's turn. She asked what's an unlimited level awakener. John said Situ planned everything. He had no choice but to go along. Situ said it helped him too. That place held humanity's secrets. Through that ruin, he could unlock the world's secrets meant for him. Manu said there was no time to waste. They should leave immediately. Siju asked her to wait. They still had things to prepare. He took John to Safe House No. 8's prison. John asked if Sidhu could be freed. Sidhu said it was his choice. After careful thought, if he wasn't distracting the Celestial Fox King, they'd face one of 2 scenarios. Neither was what he wanted. John wondered what the scenarios were. Sato explained the first was, they failed to repel Holy Ancestor Village's attack. Pearl City would fall to Aksu, half the Awakeners dying in the chaos. The second scenario was, they defended against Holy Ancestor Village, but with him gone the Celestial Fox King would. He'd eliminate any powerful awakened person who revealed their powers in the city, and they'd lose 30% of their awakening. But he's tracking the Celestial Fox King. Strongest among them is Princess Yu. In a one-on-one, those awakened might not beat her, but facing many opponents, even she might not win. Even eliminating every awakened person who revealed their abilities, it would take 1 or 2 years. They stood before a prison. Zhong thought this was the best outcome, even their current strength. Zhong asked for Wang's blood. John wondered what's special about his blood. Sigur asked if John was stuck at level 9. John agreed he was about to break through to level 10 during the last battle and become a mid-level awakener. But at the critical breakthrough moment, he was blocked inexplicably. He didn't level up, but felt a lump in his throat. Something held him back. Sever told Zhong to drink Long's blood and awaken a new ability. Then Setyu would explain his breakthrough. John did, and Setyu explained, there's no real low-level, mid-level bottleneck. John couldn't break through, cause he had too many abilities. Single ability awakeners didn't have many choices, decided their path early. John was meditating, and Situ continued, explaining those with multiple abilities. Like John needed to choose one path. Otherwise, it'd cause level stagnation when advancing. Yang figured out what he wanted and his desired path. Reaching mid-level would be easy. The omnivore ability activated. Yang was awakening a new one. He felt in a different space. Sidru said using the new ability was his choice, to feel changes in his other abilities, carefully sensing each ability, holding them near activation. Then he should look inward, understand his desired path, and his heart's greatest desire. His abilities would align with it. John had many choices. He thought of the contract gem. Sigyu asked if John decided. John said there were many options. He wondered if he could have everything. Sitter said it depended on his heart. He couldn't give advice on that. John thought. His biggest hesitation was contract gem or omnivore. The contract gem was his power's foundation. Most of his abilities came from it. But omnivora gave him 4 powerful abilities, like nethermost body, pure water body, pure blood body, and Old King's blood, his best abilities. Omnivora came from the contract gem, but its potential was just as big. John wondered what he needed to do. He had to choose one as his core advancement. Sekyu saw John's green aura. He said John found his answer. The advancement was successful. John reached level 10. He wondered if he leveled up. He checked his stats and read them. He only advanced one level. Low and mid-level awakeners, huge difference. His stamina, mental energy increased greatly. He controls Fire Devour precisely. His ability control more refined. Stu asks about successful advancement. John agrees it's no wonder. Sissy became combat ready at intermediate level. Control gain at that level remarkable. John makes redstone, thinking martial path. With new skill, useless transparent gems become handy. He stabs stone into ground. Intermediate gem, hardness. Comparable to pearl blade. Carry it without damage worry. Situ says as expected. John didn't choose Honor of War. Chose contract, gem, core advancement. John replies he didn't want Honor of War. Something told him it wasn't right. Situ says choosing Honor of War was good. It might give easy abilities, but it's very risky. Countless side effects exist. Backlash and death with Omnivore Awakening. John says, contract gem grants slower abilities. His new abilities are essential, like lifetime achievements. He hears the princess voice. Recruit awakeners under city guys. Eliminate them gradually. Eliminate potential threats within a year. Jiang and Siga return to the others. Situ says Jiang said, Princess recruited many awakeners. Under city guard admission pretext. To eliminate skilled city individuals. Main wonders if Princess targeted those in the previous battle. Siju agrees Zhong's returning to the city to inform Lien and others about the situation and find a way to get them out. Mei warns him it's too dangerous. John replies if they don't act, those people will become like the city god members, silently devoured and replaced. Sissy says going back alone is risky. She'll go with him. Manny says they'll follow too. Suggests splitting up to contact awakeners. It will be faster. Sutter says they can't be sure about the awakeners. If they've been replaced by celestial foxes, they might expose themselves. Dong says he was a mid-level awakener, sneaking in alone. He's confident he can escape. Ming objects Pearl, sees a death trap. Asks John if he knows his importance. John replies he knows. But watching their comrades get eaten by foxes isn't good. He can't ignore it. He hasn't avenged Jing. Sissy seems worried. John says don't worry, I have a backup plan. Even if he meets the princess, he'll be fine. Ming uses his power if John's going. He must defeat Ming first. John says fine, have it your way. He uses his power, Ming falls back. Ming's surprised how fast it happened. How did John do that without moving? Jiang says he won. Ming wonders if Jiang used Nemesis power. Jiang's stronger now. The advanced Siku says, an unlimited level awakener. Isn't like ordinary awakeners. He reached intermediate level to handle mutative beasts. But John killed a mid-level awakener at low level, more talented than Situ. John's potential was greater. Situ won't oppose John's return. He has treasure for John. Zhang needed Shu's favor. Shu asked how he could help. Zhang said he could help greatly. Not convenient to talk here. They should go outside. Shu asked to leave some. Zhang said, don't be stingy. It'll grow back, others wondered. Shu said, easy for Xiong. Not his body. Xiong came inside. Many asked what Xiong was doing. Xiong thanked Xiong. They looked. They noticed he'd gotten thin, lost all his fat, which shocked many people. Shu and Xiong entered the Purge Squad's room. Xiong wondered about the equipment. Sidu said the size called Dress Reaper. It terrified the living and evolved by consuming blood. Young Sidu slew thousands of beasts. The scythe absorbed tons of blood. Now in hardness and sharpness. The scythe's unmatched. It's a divine artifact. Dress Reaper's perfect for John. Sidu advised taking it to the city. It'd increase survival chances when encountering enemies. John took it thanks Sidu. Sidu looked back. Someone else seemed worried. His energy was depleted, disappearing. Sybil would recharge in the bracelet. He told John and Sissy to talk. John saw Sissy's scar had faded. They agreed to talk as old friends. Teammates, they sat under the moon. She overcame her demons. The Purge Squad healed her scar. That incident showed her weakness. She wouldn't seek revenge blindly. They'd defeat Aksu together. He'd return to Pearl City alone, which made her wonder, was he fixated on revenge? He'd be lying if it hadn't crossed his mind, especially after reaching mid-level awakening. He felt himself getting stronger, no longer weak. He wouldn't fake sleep for the princess, and had no way to rest. He knew saving people was important. That's why he returned to the city. Jing's revenge wouldn't be reckless without opportunity. He would do nothing reckless. She still worried about him returning alone. He mentioned having Shu's secret weapon, so he would be fine. City seen foxes wandering around. John walked covering his head and face, thinking celestial fox patrols increased security. He overheard some foxes talking about the Purge Squad's temporary closure. Unauthorized personnel not allowed inside. Said it's with Jong told him not to worry. Old Fox can't harm Sidhu. For another year or two, though. John figured out his plan. John agreed, understanding the plan. Scene changed. Beast King martial arts school study room. Water droplets falling. Laishan was confused, then John showed up, saying it was him. Laishan was happy. He asked where John had been. Laishan wanted to thank him personally, but he couldn't find John. John said it was a long story. After explaining to Laishan, Zhang asked if he'd believe him. Laishan said, according to Zhang, the city lord betrayed Purple City. Celestial foxes were really in charge. His claims sounded unbelievable. A boy outside yelled, saying Captain Lin, the city guard, was there to see him. Laishan asked the boy to show Lin to the reception hall. He'd be there. John told Laishan the city guard was replaced by celestial foxes. Laishan, one look showed John was truthful. Laishan apologized to Lin for the wait. He didn't expect Lin's visit. Lin came to congratulate Lien. Lien wondered why he deserved this honor. He looked around. The others with Lin were foxes. The city lord appointed Lien as Pearl City's vice city lord. A citywide announcement was coming. Lishan thought, those were the celestial foxes' true forms. Lishan replied, this servant's eternally grateful. For the sea lord's generosity. Lin left. He delivered the message he was leaving. Lazian thanked him. Extend gratitude to the city lord. How dare those monsters come here? John shared his vision with Lazian. Lazian told him not to worry. He wouldn't pick a fight he couldn't win. He knew he was outmatched. John relaxed. Legion assumed John had a plan. He asked what they should do. John hoped Legion could use this opportunity, his promotion to Vice City Lord, to host a banquet for Pearl City's defenders. They would tell everyone who wasn't replaced by celestial foxes what's happening. Those wanting to leave would be escorted out via teleportation. Those staying would know the celestial foxes' plan, allowing them to be on guard and avoid being controlled. At least, Lien said some might have family and might not leave. John replied, given the situation, it's all they could do. They looked outside. Many foxes became human at school. Jung told Lien even the school's affected. Several students were replaced. Lien remarked, he never thought a small school hid so many creatures. So many of those creatures. He told Jung that Jung did enough. It's hard to tell who's the enemy. No one can save everyone. He put a hand on Zhang's shoulder and said, let's go as suggested. He's with him all the way. Zhang thanked him. Lucian replied, they should thank Zhang. He gave them hope to defeat the monsters. Zhang saw Jing walking outside.